They are
Versus,
kind of versatile. They have a
yeah.
lot of efficiency.
For a 5e character, yes, they are.
Ryoko having a crisis. It's like my only skill
Is it
is
working?
killing people.
I think it's working again. Like, the stream ended even though OBS reconnected immediately, so I had to fuck around and do that.
Cock Batman.
It's going to look a little weird. Okay, but it's
Alright, well, now that we chased away Cock Batman, so,
Yeah, here,
familiars.
yeah. I've got things I have to go do, but I'm going to give you some company to help you out. And she's going to summon a whole flock of blood hummingbirds to go with Ryoko.
Yeah, especially now that you've been to Regex, now that you've found yourself more than one way, yeah, you just summon a whole flock of scarlet hummingbirds like you saw flitting around that little bitten off hillside.
Hi, my kitties, fly!
So, Ryoko, you're just suddenly swarmed by these small little red hummingbirds that you know are voracious sanguivores.
Okay. Okay.
And Ryoko?
Yeah?
I'm sure, well, let's see, on Meisha's list, one of the items, one of the plants, okay, in setting they are considered plants. Kelp is not a plant, it's an algae. But there is like a seaweed that her little list says often washes up or it grows in tide pools, where it's like a purplish red seaweed, where it's like purple stalk with like red around the edges. Says it's like, has like a mild toxin to it, so use gloves. But it's just like, how's Ryoko feeling about going to the beach to collect seaweed specifically? There's other things on the list that, are in the jungles of stuff.
She looks at you, Zero, like Jim from The Office. Or really more like Stanley from The Office.
Yeah.
Friends who like The Office will get that joke.
I heard he has a
What else is on the list?
No, there's other things that, I didn't literally like go item for item. I just had the thought it'd be funny. It's like Ryoko going down the list. Well, I'm skipping the seaweed requests. But yeah, there's items in the jungle, some in the swamp. You see something that says it grows on the mountains. But with your windwalk, it shouldn't be too hard.
If there's like a monster or anything, the flock of voracious hummingbirds will just descend.
Yeah.
Birdemic.
Yeah, birdemic to the bee song.
Although if someone just watching it, it's just sees Ryoko for a second, and you're like they lose sight. Ryoko turns into a cloud, and then there's the thing. It's like, did she just turn into a flock of hummingbirds, like a Dracula?
She's already got the fangs.
Yeah. Okay, so I think everyone has some kind of goal to work towards.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see, and work crew 3 is with you, Yuane, at the village. And work crew 4 is going to the tar pit. Sound about right?
Yep, that's all 4 work crews.
Okay. So, who wants to handle their case first?
I will.
Okay. Go ahead, do an athletics. Or, you can mix it up, do a con save. Do a con. Not a con save, just a con check. Athletics? Okay. Yep.
One of those is way better, I imagine.
Yeah. So you are. Yeah, making a palisade is very simple work, or it's repetitive and needed work, but it really is. You are just creating a fence out of poles one after another. So it's tedious but consistent work, and with your strength and size, you're helping the group, the crew work through it pretty quickly. And at this rate, I'd say you probably have like another 2-3 days before you completely encircled the town. You made decent progress.
Excellent.
Who's next?
I can
I'll go. Sure.
Okay.
You
Go ahead, Scap.
No, you go. You said it
No, you
first.
go.
No.
You said it second.
No.
Okay.
I'll go.
All right.
Jeez.
He's gonna roll a dice.
I don't know. Do I roll a dice? I'm just like
So,
casting spells.
so you're
over and over.
assisting Jairus today. Let's see
Yeah.
what you would. Let's see what him and Pizlop would focus on today that you could help them out with. Because I do have like a list of things that they'd be working on. Pretty set on alchemy supplies because you all did that for a few days. Oh, that one's fine. Okay. He's like, so he actually pulls out, there's like they repurposed some huts to the side where made it into a workshop for him and Pizlop, and the increase in Fiasso and like the increasing mechanical stuff you've been bringing him. And in it, you see seemingly transported there recently while you were away from the village, the Hammerhead Skimmer.
Oh.
So they're going to start work. They've been working on see if they can get it working. They have a moment where they're like kind of waiting for stuff to brew or like waiting for other supplies to come in. So they're like, well, this is a moment. See if we can get this up. So you can help out with an Arcana check.
Alrighty.
Or let's see, either Arcana or you can do a spellcasting check. Because that would be with your charisma. But that would be like if you want to help with like enchanting stuff or like empowering stuff. There's a difference between like Arcana, where it's like helping like do the technical stuff. But if you do a spellcasting thing, which will probably be a higher difficulty because you're trying to find an adapter for your power to work with Mercian technology. But
it would be fun to do that one, but I think it's smarter to do.
Yeah, Arcana would be the safer because they, you would be assisting them and they'd be, taking the lead. So
like
the DC would be lower for the Arcana. I'll just say that.
Instead of plugging my finger into like the plug.
Yeah, they give you a pair of like jumper cables. Like, here, hold these for a second.
That's something to try later. Ooh.
24. Okay, yeah. Yeah. So
I inexplicably have like a manual in my book.
Yeah, you don't find like the exact manual, but you do find like flipping through the book, you do find some stuff about general automaton repair. And
Ooh.
yeah. So that way they're not having to like back, over the shoulder explain what to do. You're like, oh, I think I know how to do this, as you're like looking at the book and like soldering or whatever.
Yeah.
So that's a good roll for that. Who's next?
You go,
Oh,
Scappa.
right. I'm on or Toronto. I'm flipping.
Yeah, I can go.
You go.
Okay. Well, I did roll even, so it was you.
What do you need me to do?
How do you want to help the work crew set up the watchtower?
Basically like I did the last one, except not having to navigate them there.
Okay. Find some, an ideal location. Yeah, perception would be a higher DC, but you've got good perception, so going to do perception or survival.
Yeah, I don't have anything in survival, so perception it is.
Okay. And for the most part, it's you doing an aerial view. Because you could build it right where the artificer, Jarrah's built his stuff, which was where an old lighthouse had toppled mostly into the sea, so there wasn't really any like. Actually, there was like the base was still there, which is where he had built the stuff, and the robber flies had trapped him and Nerian that one day. But the you actually find a spot that's actually fairly close, hidden among the trees, where you can find you realize flying above. You see a clear spot that you realize would be, if it's as tall as the previous watchtower, would be able to kind of just peek out of the treetops and probably be hidden from the waters below while still giving a good view down.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, you found a good spot, and they're going to start. So day one of them building it. Let
Okay.
me roll for them to see how well they do. They rolled pretty good. Okay, they're making good progress.
Very nice.
So, Amon, since you were next.
Ah.
So, the militia now has these new weapons, included in the numbers being short swords and battle axes and long bows.
We were using persuasion, so I will continue to use persuasion until told otherwise.
Hold on, let me think.
For training people, it was our best option for like the last 3 sessions.
You know what? For the fun of it, now that they do have a good handle on things, or a good handle on the basics, let's put them a little more intense. Roll in athletics.
They're the same number.
Those are the same numbers as well.
Wow.
Wow, I rolled
Okay.
a 4.
Okay. It's more like you realize as you start going, the people you gave the battle axes and some of the more esoteric, the more advanced weaponry, and like, okay, they're like, okay, you got a good handle on it, but we're gonna have to, maybe to give you a little more basics, and it turns into more of that really, and like showing them how to like, if you're using a battle axe, how to expect to counter and stuff. So it turns into more of a lesson that way.
Mhm.
But 11 still, it's above average, barely. So it's not as good of a day as you would have hoped, but wasn't a failure. So no negative progress. So who's next? Is it just Ryoko left? Oh no, Quiet Hearts. Quiet Hearts or Ryoko? Who wants to go?
What am I rolling?
So
Perception?
with the familiars helping out, I'd give you advantage on that. 18? Okay.
18.
So the hummingbirds, they're hummingbirds, so they're not exactly the brightest, but you are getting the help from the familiar of Rayan, who seems to be a little more brighter than the other ones summoned. So you're able to kind of describe what they are, and maybe you're not sure there's like some translator thing going on. But you follow this flock of uh, hummingbirds as they scatter through the jungle. You following after them, sometimes going to windwalk to different areas as you look. And throughout the day, you find a good chunk of the items on the list. You've gotten 2/3 of the list done.
Nice.
The Ventra lands on your arm and looks up at you expectantly.
Good job.
She stares.
Yeah, by this point, the other hummingbirds have proof because the duration of, so it's just Ventra.
Yeah.
What does the devil on your shoulder say about this tiny bird?
Eat
Your
it.
head turns so the one eye is just
Ryoko,
drilling directly into you.
Ryoko, partly because of a childhood of neglect, tends to react to small animals getting close with "I should bite and eat that" instinct, which she is currently trying not to follow on.
I mean, that's actually a bad thing to try and do to Ventra. She'd like stab your tongue.
Hey, just because it fights back doesn't mean it's not worth the meal.
She keeps getting eaten. It's funny.
The irony.
She
You good?
poops up and like doesn't break your skin, but like taps your arm with her beak.
Nope, no, thank you. Not for you.
She poofs up.
No. I am not a jukes box.
She looks at the plants, looks back at you.
Yeah, good job. I'm proud of you. Let's get back to the village and you can do some weird shit there.
She looks very indignant.
Cool. I don't care.
Ryoko turns into a cloud and just drifts off.
She was actually just asking for blood, period. But like,
But she's a hummingbird who can't communicate.
Where the fuck is she gonna get blood?
That not Ventra's problem.
Not Ryoko's either. She didn't volunteer to feed the vampire.
I know a guy you can talk to. He's under the bridge.
Hey, I heard you needed some blood.
Whoever said that is immediately swarmed by blood hummingbirds.
Oh, that's the good friend Bloody Larry.
Oh no, my blood! I need that.
How am I supposed to make my profits?
All I can imagine now is like a vampire who looks, big bags into the eyes, just like really scruffy. He's like, "Hey, you got any blood?"
Yeah, I got
Wasn't Oasis Valley yet.
Oh god,
So-
homeless vampires would do that.
Yeah. So, better.
Mm-hmm.
You've already established, the good presence with the tar pit, the awakened iridescence and the drake. Yeah, so it's, let's see. Just trying to think of like what I would have you do, unless you just want to like chat with the iridescence.
I mean, we can chat with it, but maybe like perception to help the hunting crew find like something to feed the beast.
That's right, because with a larger, that would make sense. A larger group probably be best to distract the drake.
Yeah. So like they'd probably
go
find some perception to look for something big enough, and then they'd actually help in the hunting of it.
Okay.
So perception.
Yep.
17.
17. Oh yeah, and you know what? Just do an Eldritch Blast.
There it is.
Okay. Yeah. There is like a minor chase. You're like, oh, there's a jungle deer. Like some of the ones you found last time. And for whatever reason, this one is very lucky. It takes you a couple of rounds to get it. You're like, I haven't had this much trouble fighting demons. Why is this deer so wily? But you get it.
Yeah, I get you.
So yeah, you show up, and some of the moon scale that went with, they also gathered up a deer. So you show up with the offering, and you drag them up to the edge of the tar pit, and there's you're just kind of waiting for a moment, and you think, oh, maybe it's asleep before it just there's that burst of burning tar as the drake lunges out, grabs one in its jaws and the other one with its clawed feet, clawed hand, and drags it close and just kind of sits there at the edge, starts chewing it as it watches you. And not, a couple feet away from it, you see a little pseudopod of tar pop up and goes, you see you see it give a little wave. Hello!
Cryhurst will wave back and kind of move up. Hello.
Back for more.
Yes, if you're willing to give.
Yep. And a longer pseudopod stretches out and points up to the other end and goes, over there this time. And the
Okay.
work crew nods and they go and start filling up barrels and pots and stuff that they brought with them.
A baby child.
The drake kind of shifting its gaze between the work crew and you, just kind of content to eat its meal.
Mm-hmm.
If there's anything you wanted to speak with it specifically, it's happy enough to chat with you, kind of just visit about the village and talk about its day and interesting animals or bugs that flew by. Very much like a kid talking about their hanging out or like going to the park or something.
Alright. I don't have anything specific I need to talk to.
Okay.
So they'll just do general talk, essentially just help socialize it further.
Oh, I saw another friend come by to gather up some of the tar.
Oh, was it one at the moon scale?
No, it was a lady, white hair.
An older woman, yes?
Yes, big eyes, big yellow eyes. She was
Ah,
nice.
she is quite friendly. If you feel up to speaking with her, I would recommend it.
Oh yeah, she chatted for a bit. She said she knew you. She brought a pig.
She might even donate potions or objects she doesn't use anymore.
Oh, that would be fun.
Sadly,
Here
I
comes.
don't have. They're just gonna say, sadly, I don't have anything specific myself.
Oh, it's okay. And yeah, so they have a nice little visit with the awakened iridescence before you decide to excuse yourself.
Yep.
The work crew again. The work crew says they can come back on their own, or if you want to walk back with them, you can take off whenever you want.
They'll walk back with him because they're going to be much slower moving back with full load.
Yeah. So yeah.
So I end my chat with my good friend AI.
Yep. Oh no.
They're literally made of a composite of random junk.
Yeah, with sentience that awakened randomly. Shit.
I've been sitting on that one for a hot minute.
Yeah, I didn't even catch that. Huh.
No, it's fine. It's funny.
So, yeah, they were made up of basically junk code. So, yeah, all of you gather back up at the village for the night. Been a long day of work. You're all tired. Come to eat. You feel free to chat before we move to the next day.
I don't got nothing.
Okay. So, let's see. Night comes. I assume you have the Dream Harvester out.
Yeah.
Let's see.
We should put it near Anchor for testing
Near Anchor.
and see if he dreams of electric sheep.
Oh my
No.
god.
After the giant pirate battle.
Oh. So, morning comes and there's a dream. Kind of flickering between the it looks like it could be like maybe it started out as a nice dream before it kind of turned bad, or it might have been like the other way around. It's just kind of like a weird pulsing color between like good and bad dream, but it's not like the dangerous red flashing that you've been warned would be if there was like a psychic attack during a dream, like what you've experienced with the eyes in the deep. But when you stop it, Ryan,
Yeah.
what's a dream where you wake up feeling guilty when you wake up?
Oh fuck.
I'm sorry, it's what the dice rolled.
Fuck. Oh my god. Okay. Oh god.
It could be as simple as you had the last tart at the
No, but
dinner.
that's not dramatic enough.
That's not true.
No, I didn't say traumatic. I said guilty.
Guilty. No.
It could be like a guilty pleasure kind of thing.
Sarah, you know me by now.
I know. That's why I was like, when I rolled it.
Or, the time you looked at Ryoko with absolute murder in your eyes and full intent to kill.
But she didn't.
What?
That brief time where you stole her kill and she just saw red.
Yeah, but she didn't act on it.
No one
She
didn't
told
act
me
on it,
about
no.
that.
Okay, this isn't an in-universe conversation.
Oh, sorry.
I didn't see shit.
Yeah, Ryan,
Yeah.
what's the dream? It could have been a dream where it was good in the time, but you woke up feeling kind of guilty.
Okay, the dream is of nobody anyone recognizes. Not even Rayan at first. So first she's like, oh, I wonder who this is. Who's this is? But then they start performing some kind of ritual. And it doesn't actually seem to be a blood ritual or anything like that. It's definitely esoteric. But once they do, the air splits open into a maw with an eye inside of it. And the people who did the ritual seem to, like, the vibe is not, oh yes, we summoned our god. It's like, we didn't realize what we just did. And the maw just grows and it starts. But I don't have a weird visual for the actual consumption of a world.
I got an idea for how the dream might go.
Do it.
So, from the point of view of this victim, or could they be a victim since they performed the ritual?
Yep.
But from the point of view, you see similar tattoos to what Ventralk's engravings were.
Which I should know. Those
are also
tattoos,
on Ryan's.
yeah. Unlike the ones on Ventrock and Rayan, the tattoos that you see in the dream move under the skin.
Yep.
And the skin actually kind of bulges out in places as it's moving around.
Yeah, as if they might have a passenger. But that image of the maw with the eye opens up in the space, and it's like at first it's like the eye inside is getting smaller, or it's being pulled away until there is just that vacuous mouth that then just takes a bite, and it's like the air around it is like, you like how there's a heat shimmer and like the air warps. It's like seeing reality get pinched in that bite, and that's when the dream ends because it's eating reality.
There you go. Yeah, I like that.
They
Right,
opened
and
the wrong. They opened up the wrong eye mouth.
Ryan is very pale.
Yeah, we know.
Alright, Harris will lightly just offer to hold their hand. They
Ryan
don't
does
say,
not take it.
they don't say anything. They just, hold
Yeah,
the hand out nearby and
Ryan doesn't take it, and like just wraps her arms around herself and shivers a little.
they don't force it on you. They just keep the hand there. They
Yeah,
just stay by.
I just need a minute. I just need a minute.
They don't move.
Hummingbird lands on your head comfortingly.
Can we all stop staring?
After that, y'all could go to breakfast. Give Ray a moment. Again, one of the drawbacks of the Dream Harvester is you can't choose what dreams get picked up.
No, I was in waiting for that.
Uh-huh. Which is why I was just like, oh, it's about time.
Look, it's to be to have the trauma hit your characters.
Oh, yeah.
I'm a messy bitch who loves trauma in D&D only.
I need you to understand from the bottom of my heart, it's funny because I built Amon specifically to be the most untraumatized character I've ever made in my life.
And it's almost frustratingly so.
Congratulations, he's basic. He made a fighter.
Oh, God.
Wow.
I know. That's why he's a paladin now. It gets a little spicier.
He's a basic paladin now. Congratulations.
I can't.
He's a park ranger.
I can't really say anything because Kurano is also the most uncomplicated character I've ever made. She's just a
Yeah,
little.
not a lot of
box.
trauma to Ryoko.
I messed up your list, DZ.
Mhm.
I was trying to put the work crew things back. So, in the morning, get out of here. Okay.
Oh,
Sorry, the pop-up wouldn't go away. Let's get out of here. Put that back on the Artificer point, because that's where they'll be working today. Or just about one of the workers there, yeah. So Watchtower down on the island has been completed. As you see, the crew returned like during the night, or during basically what amounted to dinner time. So first Watchtower is done. Congratulations.
yay!
This one needs another day of work. Palisade has about 2 to 3 days left of work, depending on roles. And yeah, what do you want to do for the next day?
Let's see.
Work.
I'm going to once again train the people to fight.
So, oh, actually, hold on. I forgot about like rolling for like weather and stuff. That sometimes changes things.
That is also true.
Well, I hope it's a rainy day so I can water my crops and I have to spend the first hour or two doing that.
So, it is kind of a cloudy, drizzly day. Not a heavy rain throughout the day, but every once in a while it rains for like a good half hour before stopping, then starting up at like another hour or so later. So, that may make some DCs go up or down depending on what you're doing. But it is not like a dangerous, it's not like a heavy weather that's going to delay work, unlike the Watchtower. It's just going to make it a little more miserable for them and increase the off table or off screen goal for them.
Where did we want to build the other watchtower? Right, there's these two, but you said we only wanted to do 3, right? Unless I remember going wrong.
You can do a total of 4. To like completely, completely cover your bases here.
Okay.
But yeah, 3 would be a pretty good. That would still.
Yeah, we can get away with it, methinks.
Because up here, there's these cliffs here. There wasn't a tower or lighthouse or anything over there, but it is it is the northernmost point that you might be of the island.
Okay. I can take another work crew up here. Probably not work crew 1. One of the ones that have been like not doing anything for a day, so this one could rest.
Mm-hmm.
And take them up there.
And it's good to keep an eye on the Mercian ruins anyway.
Also
Sure.
true.
Yeah, because Jarrus, he said that eventually he did maybe want to recreate, build up the workshop that you found there, because that was specifically meant for automaton repair, like you found the warbird. But he's pretty much stripped what he needed from there, besides like the big heavy stuff that would be more impractical to move. So that place has pretty much been stripped of most useless parts. But it is cleared out, so that would be a good spot to that would probably lower the number of for you could build on existing structures to get that necessary height. Because I think the way I described it, there was like a hilly element to it.
Yes, there was. That's where the second warbird jumped down from.
Right. Okay.
After,
so
after it woke up when there was a bomb right next to its alarm clock.
Yeah. Well, you don't know whether it was that or if the Moonsinger had something to do with it. It's been unclear.
There is a non-zero chance that my beloved friend is the cause of your pain on that one.
And it wasn't the DM having a temper tantrum going, no, you know what? You are fighting this monster I made. But
It was
so
fine. We had fun with it, so.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
and with the boat back in dock, you wouldn't have to go through the jungle, so you'd be able to get there, pretty easily.
Okay.
So,
That leaves 2 more crews.
want to continue the Palisade, you want to?
Yep.
Okay. And there's another work crew that can either be just like dispensed or have them help with, cycle them into the militia training. Or you could just, be like, have them, be like the auto generate thing or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Auto work option, and they'll just go do what needs to be done. Like I'll roll and see what random thing they decide to do.
Yeah, we still got towers we need to put up.
Yeah, do you want me to roll anything for that, or are you just...
Oh yeah, no, I'm just deciding what everyone's doing, and then
Then we'll do it.
then I do the rules. So yeah, you could go, because there's 2 watchtowers being made. This one's partially made, and then Corona's going to go up here to start that one. If you want to go with her.
Yeah.
Okay.
I heard to go with Corona.
Okay.
Well, they seem to be pretty good for setting up watchtowers, so they're They will pow with the burb.
Sounds good. And
More people we have, the
So-
better it is.
yeah, the ones with feathers.
Mm-hmm.
Rayan, and
Okay.
what are you up to?
Do you still need help? Our artificer buddy?
Helping him out?
No?
What's that?
Does our artificer buddy still need help?
Oh, yeah, I hear you. Yeah, he could. He's got a lot of stuff to do, so he will not
I
say
will
no to
go
your
and
help.
help him more.
Okay. So, Ryoko.
Without a hummingbird, I'm going to do something helpful.
Oh, you should go help the old lady who's definitely not a devil.
A demon.
Yeah, you just have one more
Yeah,
ingredient
okay.
for her, so and you can go to her. You just have to go to the beach. It's fine.
You could be trusted to not swim after eating, right?
No, swimming after eating is not the problem. It's swimming after drinking alcohol is the problem.
It's swimming after being eaten that's the problem.
Yeah. Well, it's not swimming after being eaten is the bigger problem because that implies you didn't get away.
I go to the goddamn beach.
So begrudging.
Okay. Okay, so you're going to continue searching for Maish's list?
Yeah.
Do you want more help?
Nope.
Nope. Turns into a cloud, flies away. Okay.
Well, there we are.
Okay, so
A day was spent.
all right, yeah. So you're going up and down the beaches on this kind of dreary day. Not really helping with the color of this dark colored seaweed that you're supposed to sort of pop out because you do see a lot of seaweed, but it's like, oh wait, no, that's just really dark green. That's brown. So it's a trip, but you do find some things on the list. Maybe like check off one or two things, but yeah, your day feels a little lackluster. But who's next?
I'll work.
23, not bad. Okay, and with the rain, it doesn't actually hold back with the work. So, maybe even having the ground be a bit muddy is actually helping drive in the poles a bit easier. But yeah, you make another pretty good day of progress with that, roll like that. And next,
I can go.
okay,
If Quiet Hearts is fine with that.
yeah. So
Mhm.
navigating around the island to get there and find a spot, you could do your navigator's tools or perception check.
Okay.
I'll wrap those in, tie those results into the same roll, just to speed things up.
I will do my navigator's tools. Do you want to give me like advantage for that? Quiet Hearts?
Sure. Yeah, I'll give advantage.
So you can
Okay.
keep all of your eyes.
Yeah, because you've been there. Yeah, since you were both there.
Yeah.
19. Okay. And so you sailed the boat. Thankfully it's not like a super windy day. There is like a kind of a stiff breeze at times, but it's not dangerous to be sailing this close. And between the two of you, you do watch out for rocks, and the rest of the crew watch out for rocks. And you find a decent enough spot to land the boat, secure enough. A short little rocky beach, but shouldn't be a danger of it being dashed upon the rocks if weather does get any worse. But yeah, and you trudge up the path, you get to the ruins, you see that there has been, activity since you last were there. Stuff has been moved, and very much a path has been walked back south towards the village. But yeah, you find a decent spot to to start building. How would you like to assist or roll Clarence?
Well, ideally, I guess a perception check to scout the area or look out for threats.
Okay, go ahead.
Hang on. Computer's being a little slow. There we go. Did that go through?
Nope.
No.
I could go click your character sheet, but or if you want to roll physical dice.
Please click the character sheet and try your starting Firefox.
Why did I put all your character sheets below all the monster sheets? Let's move that.
You have to check ours less often.
Yeah, that's true. Perception. You rolled a 21.
Good.
Okay, so yeah, there, as you're keeping watch through the day, and you kind of really you're beyond just keeping a watch out. Some of your assistance when it comes to the construction, quote unquote, is mostly hauling stuff from one spot to another, helping the crew get stuff set up. But there is a point where you and Carano are taking a break with the rest of the crew, just as the rain came down a bit heavier. You took refuge actually in the little workshop, since it's got a roof over the head. So you're just kind of waiting out this little burst of rain when in the distance through the rain, I should put on rain sounds actually, but you hear a whistling. That sounds fairly familiar. As you're pretty sure you hear there might be some hook horrors in the jungle.
I've seen them for a while.
Yeah, thankfully, perhaps for them, for their poor anxiety, they don't seem to come any closer. But you do hear them off in the distance, so it's like, okay, they're still around. Which, if actually you have been mostly run into them on the northern end of the island. Really, they stay away from bear country.
Smart.
Well, of course they're down here now because they ran into Quiet Hearts in the north. They spooked the fuck out of them, so they moved to a different part of the fucking island.
Everywhere they go, we're just there to terrify them.
We're gonna eventually have to just drag them in and like semi-civilize them because they're base level sapient and they're just kind of going. We just want to be fucking cannibals. Like, guys, that's gonna get you killed. Either cut this shit out, or someone's gonna shank you eventually.
They're Geigans, okay? You know, they're entitled to do what they do.
Yeah, teach them. It's like, hey, if you bring us the food you catch, we'll cook it for you. You'll love it.
Well, it's not that they can't live their own culture. It's just like, if you kill people, they're entitled to kill you back.
Yeah.
Because sapient creatures are illogical. It's like, why are you killing me? You're not even hungry.
Okay, the sound, the audio file just made it sound like something was crashing through the underbrush.
It's the dinosaur that
Yep.
roars every once in a while.
Yeah.
It's the very last troll left on the island.
So, the you say that right as I'm scrolling past the thing, the audio file troll grotto. Does that sound? Oh, it's an ambience track. So, yeah, who wants to roll next? As the first day of making that watchtower is started.
Oh, excuse
Who's
me.
next? Sounds like Rain's volunteering.
Yes.
Yes.
Nor is he.
Oh, now your perception popped up,
That took-
Raven.
That took a while. Wow. Jesus.
Yes, you're volunteered, Ryan.
Yeah. Akana again?
Sure.
Or should I do charisma this time?
Oh, well, actually, let me see what they're working on.
Oh, okay.
Let's see. With it being rainy, that might stop them from doing some things because, working in the rain's not really too good.
Not a good idea, Tech.
Okay, yeah, since it's a rainy day, it's mostly going to be about fixing up the rifles and maybe because you did find like a split cannon in the workshop where the skimmer was. So they're going to work
Yeah.
on that while you work on like doing some of the mending on the busted up. Yeah, it's just going to be working on weaponry using mending and such.
Okay.
So go ahead, roll Arcana. Yep.
All right.
Or actually, since you're using your magic, you can use your spellcasting modifier.
Okay, so how am I doing this? Should I use the
Roll a cantrip.
Okay.
Because it's basically the same thing. Your spellcasting modifier plus proficiency.
Oh my god. Oh my god, that was almost a natural one.
Okay, so it's
What the fuck?
it's today it seems it's more again. It's not a 10. It's not a failure. It's just above a failure. So it's mostly today. It's sitting down and like pointing out, like explaining how different pieces should look. So it's it's more of a learning day.
God, I am extremely disappointed.
Yeah, you don't find a diagram for firearms in your book this time.
Wow.
So, who's next?
I will train the troops.
In the rain. Okay, so again, you can try the persuasion or the athletics.
We're gonna try the athletics again, and if it's horrible, we'll never do it again. It learned its lesson.
18.
This
That's pretty good.
This is specifically to help simulate fighting in wet conditions, because if we're going to board a pirate ship, it could be raining while we're boarding the pirate ship, and that's important.
Yeah, or raiding if they launch a surprise attack kind of deal.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's a muddy, kind of bloody day because training with actual weapons. There are, no one gets maimed, but there are going to be some cuts and stuff that need to be, lay on hands away. But yeah, so you make some decent progress.
Could I request
Good day of
something
training.
special, actually? You talked about the lay on hands. I think when that time comes around, if Quiet Hearts is done with their duties for the day at that point, I think you'd actually bring Quiet Hearts over if he's willing.
Yeah, am I coming through all right?
Yeah.
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 We can do
Okay. I just having weird computer activity. Go on.
Yeah, it took forever for that perception check to come through.
Did it finally?
Did yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you rolled even better than I did. You rolled a 28, which was
That's
you rolled
hilarious.
an 18. So
Anyways, so yeah,
Yeah, it's at the end of the day, and he'd call you over. It's like, so I know you have your ability to lay on hands, and I've been on the receiving end of you using your lay on hands. I think. Out of character, I don't remember.
I'm
Probably
pretty
at some
sure
point.
they healed them on. They probably healed everyone in the party at least once.
This is fair.
and if not, you've seen people react enough.
Oh, I've seen people react enough. So I was wondering if you didn't mind if I could show you how I do it. Because I don't know how you're making people hurt by healing. And I want to help make sure that if that's something that you've learned, we could unlearn it and just make it healing. If you're willing to, of course.
Just tilt their head and just, if you say so, and they just slowly draw out a dagger.
Whoa.
Slowly, like, Amon just puts a clawed hand and just slowly pushes the dagger back.
If you say so, pulls out a knife to stab a bitch.
Well, it's like, well, we need to learn healing. Well, nobody's hurt yet.
Oh, no, this is you. This is the post training with real weapons, so there's actual people here injured, but they're minor.
Oh,
And I think Amon would kind of like usher
thought
over
you-
to one of.
I thought you meant you wanted to understand it firsthand. Apologies.
Oh no, it's fine. It's fine. I wanted to give you a chance to see it from someone who isn't trying to kill you by healing.
Yeah, if the party was a little more evil, just to, like, we could threaten someone with torture by threatening to have Plant Hearts heal them. Like, wait,
Yep.
yelling me is torture? Trust me, you'll find out.
Well, there's the torture of hurting them and the torture of healing them.
Yeah. So I'd say in this kind of an instance,
So, would
go
you
ahead.
like to describe kind of like the weirdness about it?
sure.
So, I'm sure this poor fuck over here on the ground with like the cut to his knee sees Quiet Hearts coming. He's like, ah, shit, I'm fine, Gov. I'm good.
We're teaching him. It's okay. We're teaching him how to do it better. Them to do it better. Apologies, I took naps. My brain is discombobulated. That's why I've been quiet.
It's fine. Quiet Hearts
Yeah.
never really corrects people.
Yeah.
Anyways, they reach down and then they just like touch near the wound, and it's just like an instant surge of magic, and the skin just forcibly knits itself back together. It's just like imagine the difference between like field dressing a wound while fucking bombs are going off right next to your foxhole versus actually treating it in the hospital.
It's cauterizing the wound versus.
Well,
speeding up
no,
the natural process.
it's doing better than cauterizing, but it's quick, it's dirty, it's very brutal, but it's effective.
You know, Marcel
It-
healing.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
leaves scars. It's not pleasant in the slightest, but it's very fast and it does the job.
It's a sloppy weld, but it works.
Exactly.
Okay, I see how you're doing it.
As the person screaming in pain.
It can't be comfy.
Just tilts head a little bit at that. It's like, no, it is not very comfortable.
Doesn't have to be painful to heal them. And he grabs the other guy's knee, and I'm assuming this guy accidentally just got slashed in both knees while messing around with a battle axe today in training.
Wow!
I mean, somebody could just do like a
Unlucky motherfucker.
someone could have just doing like a horizontal swipe and just clipped both legs.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Is he got clipped in the legs, and he learned a very important lesson.
Jump.
So Amon's hand will actually hover over to the knee. And probably the way I'm kind of imagining it based on your description, you're more or less shotgunning healing magic into them to go get back up. It's gonna hurt. We gotta get shit done.
It's a little like it's kind of closer to like what if they like grabbed both sides of the wound, slammed it together, and then just like welded it shut. People don't work that way.
God.
People don't work that way. Amon raises his hand to do it. We never declared like colors associated with what little magic Amon has done. So I'm going with a nice emerald green glow emerges from his hand, and it's like slowly undoing it. Like if you were like in a building sim, you can press the undo button, and it slowly does the wound, and it's probably a lot less painful.
Yeah, this poor guy, probably former pirate from the looks of him. You know, he has his fair share of scars already of just a hard life at sea. You know, he winces like he fully expecting this to happen, and he almost got up and walked away to go get actual stitches from Dr. Brutag. But, you know, it's like, then like he feels, you know, you heal him, and it's like not the shock, and he's like, oh, you mean it doesn't have to feel like that?
It doesn't. And I think at one point he's gonna like gently grab one of Quiet Hearts' free hands and just put it on his hand while he's doing the healing, so he can get a vibe.
Okay. They will attempt to like figure out the feel. They mostly just look confused, but like they're trying to understand.
So, perfect chance. Paladin vibe check. You each roll charisma modifier.
Oh no, we haven't had the we haven't done this yet.
Could you
Come
roll?
on, roll 16. Yeah, he rolled a 16. Oh, you want me to roll for you? Yeah.
Yeah, I'm still tried to reopen Firefox. Things are being a bitch right now.
If you have a physical dice, you could.
Your patron cheers you on. Elsewhere.
I'm gonna find a D20.
Okay, I got one. Okay. You have a modifier of 4.
+5. Oh, it's +4. Oh. 16.
Wait, 16?
Yeah.
That's exactly what Amon rolled.
Whoa.
So,
Hey, you're on the same. You're vibing apparently.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
it's the Paladin vibe check. You get, Amon. I think Quite Harsh, you do get what Amon gets with that because you both rolled the same thing. You're kind of synchronized with this. You got the Paladin vibe check going.
All right.
Nice.
So that's up to you how that changes. Mechanically, it's still the same thing. You know, still land hands, but it's up to Quite Harsh what that means.
They're
Narratively.
going to attempt to heal another person. This next person probably goes, shit. As are they want to do. And they attempt to heal them.
Yeah, it looks like they might have like broken their hand, like they got smacked, like whole. You know, it looks like a broken finger or a broken hand. You know, not a big break, but still a minor fracture. And how does it feel for him?
Ironically, Krydar's is pretty good with which keep the default. So again, like the bones, there's a loud crack, snap, and it's like the same thing as if you had to reset a bone, suddenly straighten it. There's that intense pain and then the feeling of, it's back in position. That's a little better. It's never not going to hurt because I don't think there's any way to really fix that.
Yeah,
But like, Yeah, because they pause for and he goes, that may not be the best example. Slowly turns to the next person.
And the person, like, there was that hiss and intake of breath when it said, but they're like, oh, they had that look and they're like flexing their hand. It's back to normal. Like, oh, that wasn't as bad as they were expecting after seeing some people's reactions.
I mean, he
But
started with a
next
broken
person,
hand.
yeah, next person.
I just
This one they have a slash across their forearm. Looks like they didn't block correctly.
all right, and the classic "oh god," and then they put the hand on it, and it wound just like is almost forcibly rushed together, and it begins to knit. And though the scar is much less prominent than it usually is, there's some people walking around with fucking gnarly ass scars because of quiet
yeah.
hearts. This one is more of like this scar. The scar has been around for like a year. It's faded, but it's still noticeable, and it might hurt less, but it still hurts.
Oh, it's kind of itchy.
Good.
But
It took me a while to get a hold of that too. My first ones itched a lot.
I did not have much training except for in the heat of the moment.
May I come into the scene?
no, yeah, you can.
It was like, I mean, no.
Rayan
It's not
walks
the-
up.
No, you're welcome to come in. I'm just found
Yeah.
it funny.
Ryan walks up with this, a cut that she got during the work.
See, I'm about to make an ungenerous accusation.
Yeah.
Sees
What?
Quiet Hearts healing people, gives herself a little paper cut. Baby, can you help me?
No, it's more of a
Babe, can I
burn.
have some help?
I think it's more
Yo,
of a
babe.
burn from like something going off.
Okay. But yeah. It's just Tilt's head, do you require healing?
Sees his quiet hearts. Does her best not to wince. Yeah.
Okay.
Amon's
They
giving
will-
a very approving nod in the background.
Just
You will
imagine
remember
the double thumbs up Amon, like JPEG. Anyways, they will attempt to heal. But they actually do all right with burns because Quiet Hearts is extremely familiar with burns.
I don't like that
And-
sentence.
You fight demons for the majority of your adult life. Anyways,
How old is Quiet Hearts?
low to mid 20s, I think. I have to double check the character sheet. Don't matter.
Whatever it
anyways,
means to be physically mature
Sounds
for
about
whatever
right.
it is you are.
yeah. They put their hands and they begin to channel the energy, and burns react very interesting when Quiet Hearts heals them.
Oh.
They basically, because burns puff up, especially the really bad ones.
Yeah.
It almost looks like someone just flattens it and then just scrapes away the dead flesh.
Oh God.
It's almost like it's super scabbed and then somebody just wipes away the scab. It actually doesn't hurt quite as bad as you expect it to be given that description. It's like, oh, I thought this would be so much worse. But it does still hurt.
That description sounds painful.
And I will state when Quiet Hearts is finished healing, the pain is done, but the lasting trauma is forever. Anyways, so yeah, there's still kind of like a pockmark, or if Rayan does scar at all, and it entirely possible it may fade with time and heal completely.
Thank you, Quiet Hearts.
Tilt said, "Is this better?"
I mean, I'm not burnt anymore. So, yes.
I am unsure. Burns are quite familiar to me.
Ryan pulls out a dagger.
Would you like to test a cut instead? Just Question you looking at the pulled decker?
No, that was more of a joke than anything. That was just a joke because that's what you did earlier.
Well, I joked your joke.
No, she didn't actually pull out a knife. Well, if I get hurt again tomorrow,
I hope that
let me
doesn't
take a
happen.
look.
I hope that does not happen, and I hope you have a significantly better healer if it does.
Hey, you're a good healer. It's just you need to get better at the sensation part.
Just imagine that you're a good healer. It's like 10 guys in the background making the face. Just,
It's like,
yeah.
well, I'm not dead though, so
I'm not dead, but fuck, was there a moment I wish I was?
Yeah,
But,
you're not a bad healer, Kite Hearts. You just need to get better at the physical pain part of it.
I am to understand most healers do not cause pain.
I wouldn't really know.
I don't.
You guys are the
Ever-
only healers I've really had experience with.
Karano does not cause pain. Tingles, but it does not cause pain.
Sometimes it's like a static shock.
It's a learned skill.
Amon does not cause pain, I believe.
and I just
Not
like,
with the healing.
Does
Amon's
yours have
actually
any?
really good at causing pain and other, intentionally.
We all are.
Rain,
Yeah.
just for fun, do an insight check.
Okay.
You're inciting yourself.
Oh no. But I'm so bad at this.
Yes,
Okay.
hindsight is 2020. So you think back, all of a sudden you remember back to being with your chat with yourself, with Regex, with mom, and having that nice visit, and you look through the different possibilities of the different Rayans and what you could have been. And there is a moment where you see a Rayan that did take a more martial, perhaps paladin adjacent path,
Uh-huh.
as you saw a wound on one of your allies, and this necrotic burn across their arm. As you reach out with your hand, different composition of this Rayan, so it's a more human hand. But in the palm, the maw manifests, or a maw opens, so there's just this toothy maw in your palm. As you reach down and touch the wound and eat it, you eat the wound and leave the untouched, damaged, the undamaged flesh beneath.
Hell yeah.
And there's just that moment of remembrance.
Rayan blinks and her eye goes distant for a second.
And
then,
there's a thing where whoever your companion was, you don't know if it's an alternate version of these friends or someone else, but they make you don't really see their face, but you hear their comments. It's like, that's still unnerving every single time.
yeah, Rayan's eye gets distant and she kind of stares through Quiet Hurts. Blinks. What?
tilts head, kind of waves hand in front of Rand's eyes.
You seem
Right.
to have daydreamed.
Did I just thinking about what could have been? Or what will be?
Okay.
Or what has before?
So, as the evening goes, people are getting ready for the dinner. The rains have thankfully died off. It's cleared up for the most part as evening approached. But as you're, just kind of visiting, you do hear like a couple of shouts and like a shriek
Uh-oh.
near the edge of the village.
Oh no.
Anyone go to check?
Yes,
Absolutely.
Yes.
absolutely. Fucking
Yeah.
run over there.
Yeah, and you go racing over, weapons and magic in hand, as you realize that the screams were only temporary. As you look over, and there's a moment where you think the Onkig have arrived for revenge, as you see three of them kind of marching up towards the village, towards the palisade, before you see that one of them being rid on or sat on top of by Conmo,
Conmo!
as the other two are hooked up to what looks to be like a cart, hooked up almost like beasts of burden.
Yeah. Conmo!
I I can't change what I ride into town on, as he says as he slips off of this, the saddle.
Are you doing okay?
Yeah, and kind of looking around as people like you see some of it probably is the bunch of screamers like, sorry, I turn around and there's three giant Ankh crawling out of the darkness on the edge of town. I'm startling, okay? And people like, it's fine,
Yeah,
the
Ray and pats on the shoulder.
the small crowd that showed up, for like the commotion just kind of starts to disperse, but you go, Conmo kind
Fuck.
of. Yeah, I am partial to the third edition on Cake because that's when I first saw them. I was like, oh, they're awful. I love them.
Scrunkly.
They're wonderful little things.
Yeah, although I do like the third, fifth edition ones that have the more like Zerg head crest. I like that look. But the speaking of which, Conmo kind of grins and goes, so delivery, and he goes over to this cart and pulls back this it's actually not tarps. It looks to be like several large palm fronds, part lightly tied together to make a cover. As he pulls it back, and inside you see stacks of chitin and several earthenware jugs. Goes, harvest is up and ready for delivery for your needs.
Oh, these assets?
So, and he nods to the jugs. He goes, "Yep." Siphoned what I could from the dead Unkig after we finished them up, and especially the bitters, and also here's some chitin waiting to be turned into what you need. And there's actually a stack, and he goes, "Oh yes, and these." And there is a stack of the Onkeg head crests. Where he goes, and he turns around, and he has made them into shields.
Oh,
So-
from like the art from like the armored Onkeg.
No, these are the normal Onkegs. Like if you look at the picture DZ posted, it's that like the head crest.
Oh, okay.
So there is, let's see. He has brought chitin for turning into armor. Oops, sorry, people texting me. So there's chitin for armor that can be made into the equivalent of light armor, which will be something that can be, a war crew can be assigned to start producing. But there are 10 Onkeg shields and about 15 mandibles that could be turned into like the equivalent of a short sword. And also, a large amount of Onkeg acid. So he is making good on his promise to deliver supplies for the defense.
Thank you, Kanmo.
This will go a long way.
Good. And he goes, I'm gonna stick in town a bit so I can show you, help show how to best secure the stuff, because he picks up a chitin plate, it's part of the exoskeleton that's been cut down. He goes, show you how best to attach these to, leather and such. So, Grandma's gonna be in town, stick around a bit.
Oh, did you get into contact with our spider friend?
Oh, yes, Tama, yes. Yes. Yeah, he said we talked a bit. It was kind of a surprise. And I've heard of him on the island, but suddenly having him, just appear out of the jungle was kind of a shock. But nice gentleman. We chatted a bit, and he said that he is gathering up for his own delivery. He said that, he is also helping to, get things ready to help you all out.
Well, I remember the possibility of you two collaborating. I think we talked about last time.
Oh, we've been discussing that, although we, once things are a little more or less life and death,
Yeah.
Actually, he points to where the Ankh beasts of burden. You realize that some of the harnesses is made out of the spider silk rope. Yeah, they actually helped me out. We did a trade of supplies, and
I'm glad to hear that.
But yeah, that's Conmo's in town, and yeah. Anything else for the evening, or move on?
Oh, hey, Afrioko?
Yeah. Yeah, I don't want to Sorry, I'm not meaning to cut things off. I'm just
No, you're good. You're good.
trying to keep the momentum.
I don't know what happened, but Ventra has been sending me the vibe that she's really upset with you.
She wanted to drink my blood. That's what fucking happened.
Looks to Ventra, quiet for a second. So she didn't want your blood.
The fuck do I know that? I don't speak bird.
I mean, she said you seem very ungrateful.
Ventra and Corona exchange glances that don't speak bird.
I put my hands on Rand's shoulders and I say, I don't speak bird. I don't know what the fuck your bird is thinking, other than the fact that it's a blood-drinking hummingbird. And it was looking at me like it wanted to use me as a sippy cup. As far as I'm concerned, this is not a me problem.
I mean, if she wanted to use you,
And that's my final word. That's my final word in the subject. I am not a sippy cup. I am not a sippy cup.
If she wanted to drink you, she just would have.
What am I supposed to do? Your bird looks at me and I juice a mouse for it?
Shrugs. I don't know. You're the one.
No. You're the one who is trying to make this my problem. So you explain to me what I was supposed to do in this situation as a person who does not speak bird.
I'm just telling you what my familiar has told me.
And I'm telling you my perspective, which you are refusing to see and meet.
No, I understand.
And yet you're still acting as if there was something I was supposed to do in the situation, other than say, you don't get my blood. What, am I supposed to juice a squirrel suddenly?
No, you.
The phrase "juice a squirrel" is not one that I really want to have.
You peeled them. You peeled them.
The answer is no. The answer is no. I didn't volunteer for squirrel juicing duty. I was just trying to find some fucking plants, which I'm not good at.
But she's
You're not adding responsibilities onto me here. I'm not taking it. I've got some fucking
Ryoko?
standards about how I'm gonna be treated. I am not out
Ryoko?
here to juice squirrels for people.
Ryoko,
What?
you are very upset.
I would think you would understand why.
I mean, not entirely. Like, I get that you didn't understand. Like, that's, yeah, but
Okay, go juice a squirrel for me.
I mean, I can catch us.
I want some blood right now. Get it for me now.
Brandon pulled out a dagger.
Oh no, not your blood. Someone else's.
Um,
Go ahead, just find some small animal and take its blood for me. Tell me how you feel about it.
look, I'm not Ventra.
No. Come on. If this is an easy task, go juice a squirrel for me right now.
Oh my gosh, I'm just trying to be the mediator here.
You're here.
Yeah, and I'm firmly telling you that I'm not taking this as an argument. If you think
Ran,
that there is something I need to do, juice a squirrel for me right now.
No.
Ran.
Yes.
Well, then you know how I feel.
You get some mental kind of thought from Patrick going, I could go for a squirrel right now, I'm not gonna lie. Doesn't say it not so eloquently, but that's kind of the vibe, like, oh, I could go for squirrel.
Looks over to the, where dinner's being made. Excuse me, can I, my familiar is hungry. Can I have some of that, squirrel?
Sure. And they go to, like, peel it.
Peel it.
No,
No, don't say peel.
No. She just needs some blood.
Gotta peel the squirrel before you juice it.
I don't like any of this.
I'm sorry, I'm just thinking of the Bob's Burgers episode with the old lady making the squirrel taxidermies and how Tina it's just Tina's worst day.
Oh my god.
She just, she drinks. She doesn't know magic. She needs a supply of blood and.
Okay. Oh, wow, yeah, she's just going right at it, huh? As Venture just lands on the, like, little work table and just dabs it.
Yeah, she was thirsty.
Yeah, it's just like one of those squirrels that were caught in, like, one of the traps for the hunting trips.
Yeah. She was
And it's a jungle squirrel, so it's not small. This is a big, it's a big rodent.
That's what I figured.
Provost squirrel, one of the largest squirrels in the modern world, is a large tropical squirrel that gets almost 3 feet in length, not counting the tail.
Is that the one that's really
Big.
colorful?
Yeah, it's from Indonesia.
Oh yeah, that rainbow sherbet looking motherfucker.
Here, I will pull it up.
Yes,
Not
show us
quite
a picture of
that
the
big,
squirrel.
but it's
My familiar is currently
slightly
drinking.
smaller and not as colorful. But yeah, it's a jungle squirrel. So yeah, Ventura gets her sippy.
Looks back,
Yeah,
goes
you
back
get
over to Ryoko. Okay.
And you get the mental thing from her. It's like, would have been better fresh.
Goes back over to Ryoko. Okay, I got her some blood.
No,
Ryoko
no.
even there still?
The chef got her some blood.
No, I got her blood.
That is
The chef
that is an
got her
airbrush
blood.
painting. You're lying to me.
The chef got her blood. The chef is the one who did the dirty work. You're telling me you want me to kill animals for your bird. You
You're
need to
putting
kill
words in my
animals
mouth.
for your bird.
You're putting words into my mouth.
No, this is exactly what the conversation is about. You're trying to guilt me for not giving your bird some blood on the spot. So you need to show me who of killing animals for your bird. Because that's just an easy thing for you, right? Just killing a living thing for the consumption.
No.
How is it? Oh, oof. How's the rest of the party watching this?
Chrono
So
is
big gulps,
like,
huh?
I'm not. I'm not being the adult in this situation. I'm just gonna let him have at it. She's over at one of the tables eating.
I feel I have a very adult mindset on this.
You do. I'm not gonna mediate because you should speak your mind.
I'm not. I was just trying to find out what happened, why Venture was disappointed.
You were pretty accusatory for someone who's just trying to find out what happened.
He's just gonna lean over. Is like, we good? Or...
I don't know.
I told you what happened. Your bird wanted me to give it blood, and I said no. That's what happened. And then you're like, well, the bird did help, as though it's suddenly my responsibility to get your bird blood. In which case, put your money where your mouth is. You want that to be my responsibility? Show me that it's yours first. Not the cook's, yours. And if you're not comfortable with that, then I don't think it's fair for you to expect me to be comfortable with it. This is me stating a boundary, if you're not getting it.
Yeah, I am. I feel like you're reading way more into my intent than was there.
Well, I don't like being chastised for not giving something blood.
I was just asking what was going on.
You were pretty inflammatory. And when I told you what happened in pretty basic terms, you started grilling me like I was trying to weasel out of something.
Ioana's just gonna reach a hand out towards both of you, just like directly on top of your heads, and just kind of turn each other away from each other.
Yeah, that's right. I won the blood argument, and then she walks away with her fists in the air.
It looks back at Ioana like.
Yeah. Yeah, whatever that was going on, that was weird.
Yeah, you feel a tapping on your shoulder and look, and you see Ventress sitting there tapping at your shoulder just in disappointment because she still can't get through.
Mm-hmm. Right, nice try, bud.
Yeah, and she just like gives up and just settles in. Yeah, like you think Ventra looks like a tiny little puffball to everyone else, but on him, it looks like he has a piece of lint on his shoulder.
Yeah.
So,
if he so desired, I think he could blow Ventura away with just the.
Yeah.
So basically, so anything else for the night, or leave off with the blood squirrel discussion?
I'm good with leaving it the blood squirrel.
I can't top that.
Yeah, no, I think that's a good point.
Quiet Heart gives pats to Rhea, otherwise doesn't do anything.
So, next day, let me see what the weather's like. Ooh. Okay. I'm actually, well, let's see. Okay, you probably get woken up before you would normally wake up by just this ear-splitting crack of thunder as you kind of wake up to see a very intense storm has rolled in over the night. And looking at it as morning comes, it is just coming down in sheets. It's full on, tropical storm moment. Not looking like you're going to be getting much work done, like physical stuff, and it definitely looks like the work crews over to the for the towers are probably going to have to that's probably going to be delayed.
Yeah, no kidding.
So
this one will take a while.
With it raining so hard, it's going to be basically like stuff you can do around camp, or if you really want, although the sea is pretty choppy, so it probably wouldn't be too good of an idea to take the bell turtle down. the currents will be pretty intense down there. With the it's not like the bubble will be in danger, but if you try to go out into the water, it's going to be
Yeah.
strong currents and stuff.
Limits mobility.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah. Oh, let's see if there was a dream. And it is empty today.
That's a shame.
Come on, Amon misses his soap operas.
Well, I have a habit of inflicting crazy dreams on it, and I haven't gotten my comeuppance yet.
Your childhood incident with a frog, that's the closest thing you have to trauma.
No, I should add like a heavy rain soundtrack.
I love how you call it Amon soaps when Rayan's the one who's activated it every time.
No, so as in, Amon enjoys watching our dreams like it's a soap opera.
Yeah, that's maybe.
Yeah,
The TV, the storm has gotten so bad, the TV is out.
So today is kind of a bum day.
Why do you scream?
What can we get done while we wait? That is the question.
I mean, have you been checking all of the working on the crafting the weapons and whatnot, and the ankeg materials that can be processed inside.
Yep.
I can help
Yeah.
you.
Yeah. So, or you could, Amon, you could keep making shark tooth arrows if you want. Fletcher stuff.
Yeah, I'll do some Fletcher stuff. I haven't done that in a hot second. And I have a lot of shark teeth. A lot of shark teeth.
Because the Sahagin have brought a few other deliveries of
Shark teeth.
You have a pretty good stockpile of javelins from both the cache and the urchin spines the Kaluth have delivered.
Mm-hmm.
So, it's going to be kind of a dreary day. Conmo's like, well, I guess I'm stuck in town, and he's going to start teaching people. There are people in town who are leather workers. He's going to be working with them and showing them how to use the chitin. If anyone wants to. Oh dang. Well, yeah, it's like, this might not be the first time Amon has had to spend a rainy day inside making arrows. But,
Like the
yeah,
he's
so,
just over in the corner, zoned out.
Oh yeah, 100%.
It's his Zen state. Making arrows.
yeah, and this day the rolls are a little less serious for stuff since it's such a heavy storm. But so if people just people want to say what they're doing, I'll just tally that to what you're doing, unless it's something helping the artificer, then that would be a serious
I don't know
roll.
if I can still do that. I'd have to travel, right?
Ryoko is gonna practice.
No, he's still in
playing
town.
the fiddle.
Okay. Yeah, you can find if you want, you can go chat with Farum the Bard, and because he plays a fiddle as well. And get a.
I will gladly do so.
Actually,
Okay.
Quiet Hearts will probably follow along because they feel completely useless because there's nothing else they can do.
Rayan will help the artificer.
Okay. So Quiet Hearts. Farum will be he's happy to always have an audience, and he's if you want to get involved, here, keep count, and he just basically he turns it into the metronome, just keeping
Gave
count.
They give Quiet Heart some rhythm sticks to keep the count, essentially.
Yeah, basically.
No, they'll hum along, and again, they're weirdly melodic humming.
Yeah, and Farabi's like, "Oh, that's good," and like once he realizes that, and yeah, so you and Ryoko have a nice day playing music with him. So
Yeah.
Ryoko, if you want to roll like either whichever it is for your fiddle or performance, whichever one.
I will give you aid for whatever it's worth.
Pretty sure it's just performance, but I'd be glad to throw acrobatics.
Maybe if you start developing a like a busking routine.
Oh, what?
14? Okay. Oh no, 17. That's pretty good. So yeah, you're picking up more advanced notes and transitions and stuff. I never played violin, but yeah, you're trying to you're picking up more and more of it. So and you're helping out with the rain.
Rain,
Yeah, they're going to.
rain,
Mhm.
but like, it's not fortuitous to some activities.
Yeah, and yeah, so he's like this time it's like okay, we're gonna do a bit of alchemy and stuff. So
Oh,
um so actually yeah, he's gonna do. It's like, well, we got all this acid and the tar that Clyde Hart's brought in. So yeah, let's do some alchemy. So yeah, you can assist with an Arcana check
already.
or a medicine, depending if you want.
No.
Yeah, just giving options.
I'm bad at medicine.
14. Okay. Yeah, since you don't really have any experience with alchemy, it's more, again, you're just really kind of just helping move things. And it's like, oh, when it's like, make sure that thing, the burner gets turned down on that, You're basically just playing lab assistant, which,
she'll periodically like bring out a sub in just to help do things as well.
Yeah, and there is some stuff. The book is a help occasionally. It's like, oh, do you know the recipe for this? And it's like maybe, and you look, it's like, oh, here's one, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
And there is a point when Jarrus realized, because you've been working with him a few days, he's like, Gislip is saying your book's weird. It gives him a headache to look at, but the book's not normal, is it?
Why are you trying to look at my book?
Because he's.
No, I just mean like you pull it out and I see it and it gives me a headache.
Okay, fair enough. Nia, no, you don't want to read this. You might explode.
I would say I was surprised if I didn't see some of the libraries in hell. I will say that about the chain court. They do have a very fine library. Very exquisite.
I see.
And I'm sure the librarians are killer.
Yeah, it's like...
They are very strict about maintaining... It's like, if you don't put that book back where you got it, I'm going to flay you alive.
Yeah, the thing is, though, he goes, they're quite literal when they say it's chained, the chained library. All the books are chained to where they're supposed to go, so you can't walk off with them.
And also to ensure the books don't walk off.
That too.
But
Also,
wouldn't that
if
be
you're
nice
really
to
bad
work in
at
a
playing
library where you're legally allowed to hunt the people for sport?
Or, it's really so the librarians have a flail available everywhere they go.
Oh my god.
God,
From the
librarian devil.
They say knowledge
librarians in my
hurts as
life.
they swing around a tome.
From the librarians in my life, I feel like that is just a particular bit of paradise where they get to occasionally go down and get revenge for every summer reading program that's ever existed.
I did hear a librarian, say that they loved the Big City Greens episode where they go into the library and it's basically a quiet place. It's like, yeah, sometimes I wish I could hunt down noisy people in the library.
All right, you? Could you?
Me?
I don't know what I can safely say around you.
I mean, you can just agree it's a strange magic book.
I mean, yeah, it obviously is, but not you. I mean, him, Pislop.
Oh. And he's like, what? Huh? As he looks up from where he was like stirring something, he had already like moved on.
You got
Pislop,
projects.
could you go grab another gun for me to take a look at?
Ocean Day. Okay. And he goes over to find like a pistol.
You know, this is
Like-
an eldritch tome.
Okay.
Okay.
He just has this. He's like, it's like he wanted to say something, but he wasn't sure, so he's just like, "Okay, I understand what you're saying."
It's dedicated to. Well, it's not specifically to one entity, but it's got a lot of weird stuff in it. It's actually where I draw a lot of my power from.
Ah, okay. So you're not a wizard.
No.
Okay.
I am a warlock.
Okay.
Ryan, go to school with her ADHD?
No. I'd rather die.
Do you know how many books I've eaten? I should have my own degree already.
Oh my god.
So,
It's helped me, you know. I can read it safely, but one of our friends tried to do it and they got a nosebleed.
no, that's either bad timing or it actually does have some weird magic to it.
No, it was.
I'm not. He looks up from where he's like grinding something in a mortar and pestle. He goes, "I'm not like discrediting you. I believe you.
Okay.
I'm just
Really into making this potion right now. Sorry.
no. He's just like, and he kind of like flinches as the thunder rumbles again. He goes, you know, like some of those materials around rattle because he's just like, please. Just that moment of just like instinctual flinch as you're working with chemicals and things rattle suddenly without warning.
Yeah.
But he goes, "Oh, you don't have to explain yourself. It's fine. It's you got a weird book. My unofficial lab partner, or my I guess he is official now, but my lab partner is a demon who used to work for the person who was stranding this year. I can't judge. Think shit's weird on this island."
Yeah, it is. Do you trust
I
him?
heard
or-
Marlene talking, and she said something about you all found that giant polar bear, and now it's friendly. I'm still staying in the village, but that's neat.
Yeah. We were able to talk to it.
Yeah, that's what she was saying. But you know, she's her, and she smokes more than the engines do sometimes.
Blinks. Huh?
And Pizlop carrying over a pepper box is like, oh yeah, that stuff she smokes. Very, you know, in the amount she smokes it, hallucinogenic probably.
Oh. Has she seen the Void Mother?
Wait, what was that?
Has she seen the Void Mother?
They kind of like blink and like kind of exchange glances as like having no idea what you mean. Void Mother, like that plant. Ryoko, I heard Ryoko talking about it when she was borrowing some of the stuff for poison making.
So it's called Void Mother's Venom because it's named after the Void Mother. She's like a god to the like. I don't know all the details. Like she protects boundaries between this world and others. I think.
I mean, that's probably a good thing to have a god of.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's not like they're uninterested. It's just they don't seem like the right audience to really grasp the like Void Mother.
Look,
Maybe if you started saying, telling
are-
Pizlop this is a predator of demons, he might be like, "Oh, I don't like that."
Yeah. She probably doesn't really like demons very much.
Well, who doesn't like us?
I mean, do you like you?
Hell
Have you
no.
met some other? He goes, I don't like myself, but have you met some of the other closets? Oh, we're obnoxious.
Yeah. One of them tried to betray us.
I mean, what'd you expect?
I mean, the literal pastime of demons is fighting other demons.
And he
You
goes,
know what?
and Jairus kind of looks at him and he goes, should I be worried? He goes, I mean, not for now. You are all very interesting, and this is good work.
Yes, you
And
should be worried.
he kind of looks to you, Rand. It's just like this look of you don't have to do an insight check. You've seen enough facial expression to be like, you see what I have to work with here, kind of expression.
Yeah, he just gives him a solemn nod.
Pizlop might have noticed, but he doesn't care. He goes back to doing what he's working on.
He traveled with us. He knows that we mean it in kindness.
And he's stalked, he's lurked around the group enough when you've been in the village. But so, not to cut you off, Ryan. So
No, we're
question to you. As for you, what you doing?
I'll be doing what inside work is possible, probably helping with making the monster bits into weapons.
Okay, and you would probably be actually helpful with that because you're used to carving you've had experience carving bits of organic material like cartilage and such, which the chitin's not dissimilar from.
Yeah, it may not be a fish, but it is alive, or at least it was.
Yeah. So, Corona, were you helping with that too?
I just sat down. What does Eon want?
Sorry, I didn't realize you stepped on. He's helping with the trying to turn the chitin into armor.
Oh yeah, I can help with that.
Okay. So, neither of you have leatherworking proficiency.
Nope.
But Ioane, actually, Ioane, you might be better off helping turn the mandibles into blades because you could use your scrimshaw proficiency to help carve them to to hone them to an edge.
Very well.
Yeah, I'll still help.
You have that proficiency, right? Okay.
Because I don't have proficiency with doing anything with weapons, but Ioane can teach me if anybody can.
Yeah. So, go ahead and roll that, Ioane.
What attribute?
No
would you want that to
advantage
be?
for assistance, but it's more the DC will be lower because Corona's helping you out. And Scrimshaw, what's higher, your intelligence or wisdom?
They're about the same.
Okay, whichever is higher plus your proficiency.
Very well.
That's kind of how I've been doing tool proficiencies. Okay.
All right, you said.
Yeah, it's a new material, so it takes a bit, but yeah, it takes you. It's not as easy as you would have thought, and kind of stops and shows you how to do it, but yeah, by the end of the day, you've got most of it with him. It'll take you most of the day to get through some of these, but um, yeah. So you're helping out with that, and if anyone wants to chat and stuff, feel free.
I just imagine Amon started working on arrows in their little sleeping hut, and as at some point looked up, and was like, "Oh, no one's here." Okay, and just goes back to make.
Okay, yeah, you just have a bundle of sticks, feathers, a pillowcase full of feathers, not a pillowcase, but like a sack size full of feathers, and bundle of shark teeth. So you're set. And okay, so yeah, the day passes, evening comes, the storm continues, pretty unabated, really. There's a couple times where it like calms down a bit, but this is an intense storm
It's a good
that
one.
has rolled in.
Chrono goes outside and stands in it every once in a while.
Yeah, and yeah, you just feel that very welcome, energetic buzz. You feel that like static in the air that everyone else kind of feels it because it is a lightning storm, but you in particular are attuned to it.
All of my feathers poop out, and all of the little dots on my feathers light up. She just stands there and there. She likes it.
Yeah, it's even more noticeable like during when it gets darker because it's not like a bright day, but when it gets darker, it's even more noticeable. And so for dinner time, you all gather up. It's because it's been a dreary, rainy day. They made a big thing of stew, so have a nice hearty meal. So yeah, you can chat if you want, or we can move on to the next day.
But I'm down to move on to the next day. We're trying to grind through these before the pirate battle, so.
Yep.
And actually,
I'm done.
well, before we move on to the next day, as you all turn in for the night, Corona,
Yes.
you get it's like that urge where you just feel like you want to go for a flight.
Okay.
Hey, maybe when you're up there, you can tell your boss to knock it off. We got work to do.
I can no more control that.
Think
than
about it this way:
You can grab the lightning.
He looks at you and gestures to the several scars of lightning he has acquired. It's like, I'm working on it.
I'm trying.
With enough practice, I'm sure I'll be able to catch the next time.
If you do,
Right,
it
you
will
wanna
be
practice
because he
now?
let you.
So,
She'll go outside.
and there shouldn't be seagulls with this storm going. So, off the fishing village. Technically, you're not a fishing village. You're just a village that does a lot of fishing.
There would still be seagulls because they're fucking everywhere.
Oh yeah, but during the storm at night, they be hunkered down.
Yeah.
So everyone's getting ready to go to bed. Chrono, do you step out?
Yeah.
Okay. You see Chronos. Some of you might have fallen asleep already, but not everyone has fallen asleep. So you see Chronos step out into the storm, which probably is not uncommon. You've seen her do this before. But
It's for enrichment.
yep, you go flying.
Yeah. I know it's not going to be very easy, but yeah, I will.
Okay, and since you are, I won't go back to the map where I showed where your hut was. or that one battle map when the Sahagin attacked. But you are fairly close to the cliff, so it really is very easy just to go up to the edge of it, spread your wings, and just get picked up by a gust. You know, not even needing to flap. You're just like, wee!
Up I
Whisked
go.
away to Oz.
And, yeah, you get lifted off. And if you weren't so confident in moving through a storm, the lightning there, or the thunder, any other Albatrosian would be a little more worried or skeptical about this, or if they had any sense. But whether you lack sense or this is just where you've been meant to be, you take off into the air of this storm, and yeah, it is just it's it feels natural to Corrado being buffeted around, carried by the wind, you know, flying through the rain, seeing the island illuminated briefly in white just by the lightning before the air itself rumbles with the thunder, feeling it in your hollow bones. But you feel a weight around your neck from the prayer beads.
Okay. She doesn't need her arms to flap, so she'll use one and grab it. It's not like old school Aarakocra anymore. They have arms and wings.
Yeah. So you reach up for these beads of prayer dedicated to Vlekarak, taken from a other storm rider in the prison of the Ruby Empress, and you feel the beads. They're very much like the Bident. Which did you bring that with you as well?
Oh yeah. She's
it
reckless. She's not stupid.
Yeah, the beads seem to have that same energy thrum of power that the Biden seems to carry every time there is a storm like this. Although there hasn't been an intense storm like this since they were summoned, and I don't know, there's been one other storm that was this intense since the artificial storms had stopped. And in this, you feel the bead, this glass bead. You realize these glass beads are fulgurite, glass made from lightning strikes, and they've been carved and shaped down. And you feel this bead that is engraved with like a winged serpent.
Okay.
One of the spells you haven't used.
I'm gonna take a guess that it's the summoning one.
Planar ally, yes. And just having this in hand, and it being dedicated to Vlekarak, you'd probably guess it. Whatever entity is tied to this is probably tied to him.
And
You would hope.
I'm going to go ahead and intuit that they're telling me to summon them, and I don't have to pay them when they come, because that's why I've been putting it off, because I don't have anything to pay them with.
There's no with the spell Planar ally, unless they changed it since. Hold on. Let me go see what they updated.
It says that you have to have a payment for them in the one that I
Yeah.
have on the sheet.
First hit's free.
I guess that the first hit's free here.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. You can bargain with the thing for its services. Depends on what yeah, at the moment, you're not really calling for a bargain, but just you have to see what
smoke
you.
weed with me?
It's calling to me to summon it, so I'm guessing it wants to ask me something. Or it wants me to summon it.
If it is. if
If
it's
it's just
the
to
thing
communicate.
compelling you. And so you cast the spell Planar Ally,
Oh yeah.
and as you grip the speed and cast the spell, channeling your faith and magic into it, there is like a momentary lull in the storm, as if there's like the winds are blowing around you for a moment before it. You suddenly feel yourself go blind as the world turns white as a lightning bolt streaks down so close you think you're about to be struck, or in the moment you think you're being struck because your world turns light as a bolt strikes down directly in front of you. And it hangs there as you blink, and you should be blind. If anyone else had been this close, they would be deafened and blinded as you feel the thunder rumble around you, not not shaking you to not shaking you to bits like it out feel like it you feel it should have, but it's like you're buffered as you see this lightning lit almost like a gate for just a moment as slithering through it, and then the bolt is gone. You see coiling in front of you, not the vast storm horizon to horizon coils of Lekrak, but still of a large serpentine form drifting and coiling in front of you, looks to you with indigo scales and burning lightning eyes, like as if all the light of a lightning were trapped in its eyes. You see a winged serpent look at you as it's floating before you. As you have summoned, you hear in Celestial. You wait. Do you understand Celestial?
I don't think so. No.
Actually, hold on. Let me look at the stats. Oh, it has telepathy. Never mind. Um, so it speaks in Celestial, but you understand its words as it also speaks directly into your mind, almost in this overlapping live translation way. Child of the storm, you have finally called.
Okay. As she's like flapping there, keeping herself aloft, she's going to acknowledge that it's here. However, a storm rider would acknowledge a messenger of her god.
Yes, and yeah, do a religion check. What's your wisdom? See if you recognize what this is.
Just gonna roll, yeah, roll it with the wisdom because it's the same thing.
Okay. And you're pretty sure you've seen these, but you can't remember what the name was. You've heard the name Quaddle thrown around for winged serpents, but you've seen illustrations of those, and this isn't it. This is similar but different. But you hear it speak again. You call before you Radavi, amphitheater devil, or not devil, amphitheater diva of the storm.
Cult amphitheater Devo. That's amazing.
And how do you say the word?
Amphitheater Deva. You were close.
Yeah. And he goes, I am Radavi, one of the hosts of the storm. And you see it flex its wings out. It's not flapping its wings to stay aloft. And you see its wings, rather than feathers, they are long scales, not twisted, but extended into almost razor sharp bladed wings.
I welcome you, Radavi. I didn't know anybody was calling until now.
I have wondered what happened to my old friend, but you carry upon you a symbol of their faith, and in the other hand, you carry the weapon they were sent here to find and met their own death in.
We killed the thing that killed the former owner of these beads, right?
You killed the chitin that was that tortured him to death.
Very thoroughly killed it. Okay, yeah. He has been avenged thoroughly.
Excellent. The storm calls to you, Harold. Storm Rider. Thunder laughter. You are to bring this relic to the top of the Fulgurite Tower. You have been given the honor of directing our Lord's vengeance against those that used our storms for their evil.
I have been doing my best to do so.
I do not know the full extent of their crimes, but from what gathers on the horizon, they are summoning a storm of their own that must be broken.
I will bring this to the tower.
And there is another flash of lightning, not the like so close it blinded you, but there is like a moment where you blink and there is an after image as you see a distant part of the sea. This time you see it during the day as you're not sure where this is, but you just see on the horizon a dark, coiling storm that almost with dark clouds that seem to stretch forward like twisting tendrils, and in the flashing red lightning, you think you might see 3 red eyes peering out from beneath the clouds.
Them? Do they come with the pirates?
No. The fleet that comes to slake their eternal hunger for blood and carnage. They work with the eyes in the deep, but they would turn on each other if given a chance, I am sure.
Okay.
What makes them work together is what worried my friend when we conversed as he learned more of what was occurring here.
I knew that the Eyes in the Deep was not fully dead.
To kill such a thing, just as the fiends, they must be slain on their own home. But as long as its world remains apart from ours, it cannot die a true death here.
And I will endeavor to send it back as many times as I need to. Does that,
And it doesn't respond, it doesn't reply verbally or mentally. It just seems to give this nod of, good, that is exactly what I wanted to hear kind of vibe.
Hell yeah, bloodthirst.
Beat the hell out of that thing every time I see it on site forever. But,
And
so I just want to see if I, as the player, am understanding this correctly. The red lightning storm isn't coming with the pirates, it's just I can kind of see it out there somewhere.
it was kind of like a portent. It wasn't a literal thing. It was more of a, as they said, they can see a dark storm on the horizon through portents and such.
So it's just warning me that the fucking Aboleth being a bitch in the background.
Yeah, whatever it was working, it's basically telling you, you will learn. I can't tell you now, but if you go to the Fulgurite Tower, perhaps Vlekarak himself, you get this vibe, perhaps he himself can tell you more about the conspiracy that the Eyes of the Deep and the pirates and the fiends are doing. But, it's above his pay grade.
So she's going to look at it. The oh my god, what the fuck is the name? Holy shit! It just
Radavi.
Radavi. She's gonna look back at Radavi and say, "I have sworn to defend this island and all of the residents upon it from these pirates. But once I take them down, I will travel to the Fulgurite Tower. May I ask for a boon of your help taking them out when they come?"
Call upon me when they attack, and you shall have my fury.
And then I will see you again in a few weeks' time, and we will rain down
I think
wrath.
it's only like a week's time.
I'm not sure
Yeah.
anymore.
Yeah. Yeah, and unfortunately, they don't really know either. So, but yeah, they give another approving nod, and they bring their wings together and then flare it out as there is the lightning flash, and that seems to strike them from the top, the crown of their head, where they're almost pit viper like uh, thorny scales almost make like antlers of an antler like crown. God. And travels through its sinuous body, and then it is just gone as you are just kind of buffeted back by the boom of thunder.
Oh, so that's why they call them boom slings.
So,
She lets the buffet of thunder knock her back. She doesn't fight it or anything. She just goes with it and uses that as a way to kind of dive down out of the storm and towards the shack.
how do I share? Why can't I not share this just to you?
Because Roll20's weird like that. It doesn't like that.
Yeah,
for
because
some
I
reason.
handouts I can show to individuals, but
Yeah, it doesn't like it when you do that for other things besides handouts for some reason. I don't get it.
okay. So, you know what? Scout's honor. Rest of you, don't look too hard at this, but Scatha, you can. You have now unlocked Radavi, Amphitheater Diva.
I can't see anything.
It should be under summons and minions, under handouts.
Yeah, I pop it up and it just doesn't show anything.
Oh, weird. Oh, wait, hold on. I found out how I can show it to people. To specifically you, I found out how I did this before.
Okay.
I go into edit, and then it's in players' journals and can be edited and controlled by here, save. Now you should see it. Gatha.
Yeah, I see it now. Yeah, there we go.
Something just popped up for me.
Don't look
Did
at
you
it.
see the character sheet?
It's not loading anything.
Okay, good.
Yeah, that's what I saw, but I can see everything now.
Okay, yeah.
I got.
So yeah,
Oh damn. Damn, that's nice.
you now have your Aeon summon.
Oh, these pirates are
Final
gonna get
Fantasy
fucked
X
up.
time.
I'm gonna fuck up some pirates with this snake.
Yeah, it's won't spoil too much, but it's a more combat focused version of a Coatl.
Oh,
It's kicks ass. So I'm gonna be right back. I have to
joking,
get something
but
out of the
hey!
real quick.
joking, but hey, something's my thing.
Well, Kara's got a lightning today. Ryoko's got a fire dog. You've got birds and frogs. And, yourself.
My weapon as a my ally as a weapon is other people if I throw them hard enough.
Yeah.
So, we'll say Kuroto lies back. So, yeah. That was Radavi.
Yeah.
Next day. Yeah. You're right. JJ would approve of this being like, oh, you're fighting of Abolus? I approve.
That's the problem. It's like, you can't really kill this bastard. He's just gonna keep coming back, and I'm gonna be there to knock him down every time.
Make sure he knows how annoying it's going to be each time he comes back.
I'm gonna Dormammu him. Dormammu, I've come to kick your ass.
There's going to be an entire mortal lifespan where it just sucks to manifest in this area.
I was going to say it's basically what the Belmonts did to Dracula. I'm going to dedicate my entire family history to fucking over your day.
You're an immortal god-like being, and every time you come back, maybe this time. Oh God, they're already here. How many times? It's like I'm the last of the Belmonts. Do you know how many last of the Belmonts I've gone through? And how are you still around?
Yeah, it's just Dracula starts thinking. It's like, wait, maybe it's a thing where they're more dangerous if there's only one, because that means all their
The
powers
conversion
are
of
in
ninjutsu.
Okay, I'm back.
all the Belmont wushu is concentrated into one being.
Inverse
God.
ninja law.
Look, I'm back. I have my
Okay.
tater tots.
Damn, Charlie, the smells made me hungry.
Not too bad.
So, yeah, you have. How does Corona feel after literally meeting a representative of your god and getting a direct divine edict?
Energized.
Maybe not direct, but a literal divine edict from a angel of your god.
She feels energized because she has a goal and a clear place to go after this. She's
And
pretty happy about this, actually.
man, how convenient! It's the place you're going to go anyways.
Exactly.
Gods work in mysterious ways.
DMs work in predictable ways.
Sometimes. But sometimes that's good, because then they can work in unpredictable ways when you get to the predictable thing.
So,
Oh, air secrets.
you can enjoy the rest of the storm. Eventually, it does quiet down throughout the night. You return home, return home to the village and have a very, you have the sleep of the just, the sleep of the righteous.
She also has a clear goal of beating the shit out of these pirates and a thing to drop on them. We do it, so...
As the night continues, we got about another 40 minutes or so, right? Or am I
I think.
misreading the time?
Time is it? I'm currently cleaning some things. I can't actually see what the time
Yeah.
is.
It's 8 o'clock for me. We would normally close at 8
It's
before daylight.
9:18 here.
Yeah.
And I think we usually end at 9:30 for me.
Okay.
It tends to be between 9:30 and 10.
So
Okay,
another 15, 30 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we have maybe time to do another quick day. Let me just see what the weather's like. Oh yeah, it's a nice sunny day, clear skies. Not clear. There's nice fluffy white clouds, no rain. Seems the storm front has completely passed by. It's nice and humid. It's bright and sunny.
On
Perfect
days
day for
like
working.
these, kids like you should be burning in hell.
Jesus.
Yeah.
It's
You just say that to a child who is passing by and they run off.
It's a Undertale reference.
I know. But a child overhears your fourth wall breaking.
No.
You just gave
That's
someone lasting trauma.
See, it's not the first time Rand's done so, because in the other game she's in, when she first sprouted wings, they horrifically burst out of her body, and there were apparently children watching in secret.
Oh God! So it's like
The children
the lady exploded and flew away.
some of the children I know, they'll go, "Wow,
Yeah,
cool!"
Yeah, most of the children I know would be that was badass.
Do it again!
But those children were traumatized.
Those children
Okay,
were
so let's see. The 2 watchtowers each have a day left. They'll get those finished today with just the work groups that are there.
Yeah.
So, just for a quick thing, so what do y'all want to do real quick?
Okay,
looking at the list again, Kurono is going to, since we've done all the bringing people to set up the towers and whatever, she's going to bring some people to set up the forge.
Okay.
That sounds like a good idea.
Yeah, Ray will help.
Okay.
She, she's spent a couple days helping Jairus, so she's gonna go help with this for today.
Okay. And that will be with Fiaso, the Warforged, the Ormsmith. She knows how to set up a forge at least, so.
Yeah. And if there's any situation where need be, I have elementals of various elements that could do things. Like a fire elemental could,
yeah,
deal with anything that's too hot and the like.
Mm-hmm. And bugs.
And bugs. God, bug elementals.
That was a big plot twist and reveal in the Shadowrun video game. That there were insect spirit shamans who could summon insect spirits, because apparently insect spirits were like the ravenous swarm kind of insect spirits, rather than the animal spirits that the other magic users use for normal stuff.
I really want to be able to get Tensor's transformation, or that dragon summoning spell that Kelly used.
That kicked ass.
Huh?
Yeah.
The what?
Summon dragon.
Dragon spirit, yeah.
During the one shot.
Right, yeah.
They're Unearthed Arcana. Well, not Unearthed Arcana, but like they're newer spells. So I don't know if I can use those.
Well, I did say that we'd probably be updating to 2024 rules once we get off the island. So we're kind of like rolling out some of the things kind of slowly, just because that's fun. But
yeah. Sorry, I know I'm the one distracting from the stuff.
Oh, you're good. It's a Friday, but so Amon, you want a Quiet Hearts? What you all doing? Ryoko.
Well, definitely doing outside work in case we have another storm like that.
Oh yeah. The Palisade. With your good roll, it just needs like maybe 1 day or 2. You're almost finished.
I'm gonna keep working on my fiddling.
Okay.
Badly.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. And so let's see. Chrono. Let's see, for you and Ran. I'm not sure what kind of roll to have you do.
Ryoko,
Yeah.
while you're practicing badly, a little red shape flitters over.
Oh no.
An adventure lands in front of you.
That's why you're doing badly.
But she drops a coin in front of Ryoko before zipping off.
Did Kill
Roll
Bill
a d20.
Sirens
Yeah,
play in Ryoko's head as she
Rand-
saw the bird?
Right, just roll a roll20. Or roll a d20.
Okay. See, I was just gonna take a.
Ooh.
Okay, it's a copper piece.
Okay. Like here, you
I
like
am,
these things.
I am ignoring that. That bird has weird ideas about debt.
And Farron laughs and he goes, well, you know, you just had your first busking experience.
I'm not taking the bird's money. It literally wants blood for that.
And, like he was like reaching down to pick it up, and he's like, but that makes him hesitate. He's like,
You misread that situation.
yeah,
That was
but
supposed that's good. No, continue.
I'm sorry.
No, you
I was just gonna continue on with the yeah, rest of you, Amon, Quiet Hearts.
Oh, right. It is not raining. It is time to do more training of the men.
Okay.
Let me. Computer, cooperate, please. We will do the athletics.
Ooh. I was gonna say, sorry, I was yawning, so I didn't have a chance to say you would have had advantage. So it's not a crit fail, at least.
That's good.
Because yeah, you're. God, sorry, I was yawning. Kind of caught me a bit surprised. So yeah, it's not as sloppy as the previous day, but with it being so muddy, everyone is getting a pretty good, you know, experience in what it's like to fight in slippery conditions. There are more injuries from falling over and onto things than actually hitting each other. But yeah, so the militias, that's for today. Quiethurst, did you want to help him out today, or?
Unless Amon like stops them or like calls them over, they'll probably go out into the fucking forest and hunt for ingredients for crazy, possibly demon grandma.
Okay, Ryoko passes you the the list. So, yeah, go ahead and roll a survival check because you don't have any like herbalism proficiencies or anything, right?
Nope.
Okay, so survival.
It is just a raw survival. What? Fucking better than I thought I could do.
Okay. Well, the DC wasn't too high because Ryoko's already polished off most of the list. So, yeah, you go down to the beaches, and since it's after a storm, you actually go with the guy who found you first on the shorelines. You know, when you first washed up, Jaren the tiefling. And yeah, looking through the beaches, and with this help, you know, not enough to like be a aid, but you do find what looks to be the purple and red seaweed that Mesha was pointing out, and some other, you know, some bits and bobs. You basically spend a day like beach combing with them.
All right.
But yeah, and I'll say with that, you have completed Mesha's list, so you can deliver those whenever you want.
A private conversation between Ryoko and Meisha?
Quiet Hearts and Mesha.
You could say, is there any reason why they shouldn't just pick up the ingredients and swing by?
no reason not to.
No, then they go to do it. They're a very forthwith person. There's a job, they
Okay.
do it.
Yeah, so you would go back to the village. You tell Ryoko. Ryoko, would you want to go with?
Yeah, sure.
So you and Ryoko.
That sounds like the start of a joke. So, a devil and a paladin walk into a witch's hut.
No, it's the devil and an
Devil
angel look for a
and an
witch.
angel paladin.
Yeah, walk into a witch's hut.
But yeah, when you zip on over to Meisha's place, you find that little hidden area within the near the edge of the swamp and the jungle to find her hut, and it looks to have been cleaned up some more since you were there because she was in the state of fixing it up since her imprisonment. But it seems the little garden bed in front is a little bit more tended. Nothing really growing too big yet, but quite hurts. Your perception is definitely enough to see that as you land, one of her window, one of the shutters of her window is open. Looks like for air, and standing in the windowsill, but ducking inside when you land, but you're able to see it, is a pale, feathered, long-legged owl.
Get that fucker!
And
They-
which you would recognize. It's the same one that you and the rest of your group have mentioned to each other, seeing around the village off and on recently.
Well, on seeing it, they're going to flick on Divine Sense.
Still nothing for that. But as the door opens, as you do that, the owl didn't have fiendish or celestial thing to it. But when the door opens, Misha definitely has a fiendish vibe to her.
Yeah,
Definitely
they're
more
aware.
potent than Ryoko's relatively diluted fiendish blood.
They weren't aware of the potency, but they were aware that she was fiendish because the rest of the party did a really shit job hiding that from them.
But she just seems, happy. She smiles at seeing the two of you. She's like, "Oh, hello, dears!" And you see the owl kind of like walking around behind her, like trailing her.
They will tilt their head and say, hello.
So, just like for frame of reference, is this like an owl with the proportions of a secretary bird?
Kinda. It only reaches up to like her knee. But yeah, it's like an owl body, but then someone gave it like Maine wolf proportions in the legs.
It's a digging owl, basically, or a burrowing owl, basically.
Yeah.
Oh, you
Even
mother!
have you seen the? It's what Decidueye is based on. The long-legged extinct jungle owls or
The
mountain owls.
giant flightless Cuban owls.
Not quite as that big, but yeah, it's similar. It's a fantasy world version of one.
Hoot hoot.
But
No, Decidueye.
Hoot hoot.
they
And-
will
Mhm.
notice the owl and just ask, is that your familiar?
Oh yes, and she looks to it, and it kind of gives this whoop as it hops forward. Yes, poor dear, I couldn't summon it for a while. Had to scrounge up enough of the ingredients for the ritual.
Some of
This
the
place
others,
is fucking spying on us.
some of the others have noted it around the island.
Oh yes, I've been having to keep an eye on you all.
Just nod, and then they'll mention there is also a demon of some sort that looked very close to your familiar's build and species,
Oh yes, a Stelasi devil, if I had to guess.
which was very irritating.
They can be. They think they're so smart. But so, and she looks to yeah, very much like that. But paler feathered. She looks to the two of you. She goes, "So, what can I You came to visit, just the two of you?
Yeah, pretty much.
And she kind of gives like a sniff to the air. She goes, although, if I believe so, you may have something for me.
Well, I was sent to gather some ingredients. I didn't find anything on the beach. Did anyone else get the beach stuff?
Yeah, Players told you that they found what was left.
Yeah, they
Oh,
would
you
have
did get
added
all
it
of
to
it.
the
All right, yeah,
stash.
good. Yeah, we got your fangs.
Excellent, excellent. And she'll approach and take the satchel that you've put the stuff in. She rifles through it. She goes, "Oh yes, I can make some good stuff for y'all with these."
With
Yeah.
these, I can take over the island.
Who said that?
It was me.
Man,
Yeah.
sister, get back in. They're not ready to meet you yet. But yeah. So she's like, "Would you like to come in for tea? I can whip us up a pot real quick, or I know that you're all busy. Don't want to keep you from anything important."
Quiet Hearts will glance at Ryoko to see if she wants to stay or go.
I shrug.
Should we stay or should we go?
Oh my god.
Do you trust this old woman?
I'm not particularly afraid of this old woman. I know she's a demon in disguise, but,
Quiet Hearts will
what the
then
fuck
just
ever.
Quiet Hearts will then just nod and just tea sounds nice.
And she ushers you inside. Inside, it's been made up a bit nicer. Yeah, she brews a nice pot of herbal tea in her teapot that looks like a frog. And yeah, you have a nice little afternoon visit with Meisha. Is there anything specific you wanted to chat with her about? Other than that, she's just like she seems pleased to have guests, have visitors,
I mean,
and seems happy that you brought her, her grocery list.
Quiet Hearts has no social yeti thing. They'll flat out just ask, how did a demon such as yourself come to live in this area?
Oh, you think I'm
Oh,
a
we're saying
demon?
we're saying that out loud? I thought we were all just sort of pretending that was,
No
I
one
think it's just
told
the two
them.
of you.
No one told them to shut up.
And she kind of laughs at that, like good natured. She goes, "Oh, not demon. No,
Oh.
no, no.
Apologies. I
Yeah,
did not mean to assume, though you have some of the most concentrated demonic aura I've seen in a very long while.
Well, and she kind of like takes this long sip as she looks between the two, and she goes, before putting it down, she goes, "Well, since you all since you seem to have found out pretty quickly, I mean, a little old woman in a devil's prison, and I was still alive, and well, she gives a snap, and her illusion fades. As you see, hold on, go down to supporting cast. Risha. You see this illusion fade. You've seen people with like a disguise self spell. As it fades, and you see slightly hunched, still dressed pretty much the way she is, but she pulls back her eye patch, revealing a knotted guard underneath with a strangely multifaceted eye, as a pair of horns curl back across her scalp. Her features seem a little more sharp and elongated, her grin a little more exaggerated, as You see Quiet Hearts and Ryoko, you see a night hag sitting in front of you.
Ah, fuck.
That makes sense.
Quite
I was right.
I can say quite artists don't know much about hags. So they just.
It might be the scariest thing on the island.
I know that. Quite artists doesn't.
Hmm.
They're just aware they have a lot of demonic
Oh.
power.
Okay, I guess we guessed in the same ballpark, but a bit wrong. All right.
He's fiendish adjacent then?
You could say that.
It's
Fiendish
Faye.
blooded.
Faye.
Yes, Fey, but also fiendish.
That's
Just
like
as
a mix.
your
Oh,
just
we're
as your
both
friend
mixes.
Rayan, dear, she's a bit outsider and a bit undead, a bit living.
Apologies, I have very little interaction
Oh
with
no,
the Fae.
it's no matter, dear. Oh really? You have such friends though. The pixies love you.
Yes, this is a recent development.
That's fair. She takes another
Until-
sip of her tea.
Until very recently, I'd only known the mortal races and demon kind. Fiendish kind.
Oh, that's no worry, my dear. And she seems to, just acting the same way, little old Meisha, the hermit woman, seemed to have acted, but now she's just, Ryoko, from the stories you've heard from the Shikami clan, night hags can be kind of a big deal, depending on on what their whims are.
Yep.
Quite hurts
But
is literally just.
I am an
sipping tea.
assassin. I have talked to incredibly dangerous big deals before.
Mm-hmm. It's a good, she wouldn't say that. She just, honestly, I was surprised none of you questioned it when you freed me initially. I mean, how long did you think an old lady would have survived in their clutches if a
I did
holy
question
man of
it.
Vectorak couldn't survive under their hooks and chains?
It depends
It's
Honestly,
not
I'm not
It's
present,
not
but
that I
honestly,
didn't question it. It's that it was none of my business.
honestly,
Quite
out
hurts.
of character, I was just like, I just figured they saved you for last.
It's like quite
And-
hurts tilts their head at that and just says, depends on the old woman.
That's fair. And she seems to appreciate your comment about minding your own business, Ryoko. She gave an approving nod at that. But now, I'm sure you'll tell your friends, but just so an old woman can have a little bit of privacy, make sure you just keep it to your friends who have already met me. I don't want to worry our neighbors,
The way I see it, this is still none of my business.
It's none of their business, I should hope.
Unless something changes drastically, I have no intention to speak of what I've seen.
Excellent. Now, I will. And so she seems very satisfied with that. So she's like, yeah, other than this reveal, she just seems like, an old lady happy to have guests for afternoon tea. And her little owl hops up and she, you realize that she was it looked like she was snacking on maybe nuts and stuff. Trail mix or what kind of looking mix. But now that the illusion has faded, you realize she's eating bits of strips of meat, bloody meat that she tosses a couple to the owl that catches him, happily gobbles it down.
I like to think the owl just jumps into her lap and does the turn around several times before laying down.
Yeah, Mon, you're
So-
crackling again.
Sprays Mike.
But yeah, it is a very friendly owl.
The legs disappear underneath its floof.
Yeah, it loafs, and you're like, where do the legs go?
Yes. Criedheart says
Oh.
sip tea and attempt to pet the owl if it comes too close to them.
Yeah. Sorry, what was that about the owl?
They do attempt to pet the owl if it comes too close to them. They
Yeah.
make the mistake of entering petting range.
Yeah. They seem skeptical for a moment. You know that you get that look that a bird will give, but then once they realize the scritches are good, they're like, "Oh, okay, yeah." And you see the head do that. It literally rotates 180 degrees upside down to like, okay, yeah, right there, right there.
I love owls.
I'm just
God.
imagining it just with every long stroke down from head back to the down the spine. It's just ooh.
Yeah, it's a. But
Right.
yeah, as Scatha pointed out, with the illusion faded, if she probably stood up straight, she'd probably be like 7 feet tall. She's hunched forward. You don't know if it's like part of her, but she's like has a turtle shell on her back. That kind of helps with the hunch forward. But
Gotcha.
She is, as the kids say, a unit.
so yeah, you have delivered the potion ingredients to the night hag of the island. Now that you know what old Macia is.
I do love friendly hags, though.
I love friendly hags. I love night
Criedheart
hags.
is
Friendly for now.
Criedheart is weirdly
Don't tell me
nonplussed
that.
about this.
I don't
I
want
will-
to disappoint
Okay,
my
I
hag's
will say,
grandma.
I'm just gonna say above game, you did her a very big service. So she is fond of the group at the moment. You know,
Okay.
unless like Quiet said, unless something drastic changes, yeah, you have a friendly hag.
Despite the fact that all my D&D friends talk about how fucking terrifying and dangerous hags can be, the last time I was in a campaign with a hag, I got chastised for being suspicious. So this time I'm gonna just be
Chill.
carefree, baby.
I have no
Um,
reason at this given moment in time to distrust a hag. All of the hags have worked in my own favor, even if I didn't understand what was going on at the moment.
And maybe now her comments about her sister she hasn't seen in a while make a little more sense. But
Oh, fuck.
um, yeah. So unless there was anything you wanted to chat with her specifically, you have a nice afternoon tea with
Yeah.
Gold Nation Mortem.
Yeah, it's Criedheart just is very nonplussed by this. Which is hilarious as everybody's like, oh shit, they're gonna jump the demon woman.
Brian kept failing to spot anything suspicious, so.
Yeah. It's like they do mention like they do say this is nice. Your house is nice. Your tea is very nice.
Oh, thank you.
I hope I do not have to kill you in the future.
Oh, me either. Likewise.
No, like understandable. It's like
God, I'm imagining the awkward energy of Worf. Good tea, nice house.
Yeah, that really was a
we
Worf
don't kill
moment.
each other like later.
That really is such a Worf moment. So yeah. Sorry, were you gonna say something?
No, that was it. Just like that comment of just like I need to social awkward this fucking thing up a bit.
Okay, so after excusing yourselves, and she actually does send like a little satchel of no, she would send like a clay jar, like here's some tea, and it's like the dry tea. She goes, here, if you want to make some for yourself, and she gives you a little bit of her homemade tea.
Oh, their eyes sparkle and they say, "Thank you very much."
And yeah, so you have gotten some hag's tea.
Hag
No
tea.
special benefit, but it's a very nice blend.
If anybody knows
yeah,
how to
so-
blend tea, it's an old fucking hag that's been around for like
Oh,
200
yeah.
years.
So
Yeah.
you all begin to congregate back at the place. Let's see. The watchtower. The 2 watchtowers have. Oh, let me see. Let me just vault it. If unless something. So the artificer point 1 is finished,
Yeah.
and the Marasian ruins will be finished some point during the evening, and they will be back in the morning. So you have completed 3 watchtowers around the island. Ioane, you're pretty sure that tomorrow you'll be able to get the palisade wrapped up.
Excellent.
And yeah, you all begin coming in. And it's getting closer to sunset. You know, there's still like an hour and a half of sunrise. Not sunrise, sun left, or daylight left. We're getting ready to wrap up, so don't worry. But as Corona, you might just like fly for like exercise, just like taking a walk, like someone would take a walk.
Yeah, I imagine that she would do that.
Okay, so as you're flying around the above the village, just kind of doing like your afternoon stretch because you spent most of the day underground. So you probably feel relief to get into the air for a bit. And you're probably thinking about the night previous with the storm that you almost didn't hear the voice until she's a lot closer as by this point the windwalk would have faded because this would be after the 8 hours that you cast it.
Yeah, she'll be using her own wings to fly.
Yeah. And probably it's a different feeling between drifting as a cloud and actually flying on your own wings. But so you look up as you hear a voice go, Corono! Corono! As you look over and see Neri the harpy, the harpy woman from the driftwood dolphin. She's like flapping towards you from the south, kind of just east. And she seems excited because you probably be like mid over the jungle.
Okay.
Like,
Yeah, she'll wheel around and go towards her so she doesn't have to flap as hard to get to her.
yeah, and so you meet her and she's like flapping. She's like got this big grin. She goes, "There's a ship coming, and it's not a pirate."
Oh?
Yeah, and she like twists around and like points east with her taloned foot. She goes, "It's a merchant ship. I was flapping around looking at some of the motorcycle. She's like, I was just flapping around looking at some of the little islands, see if anything washed up or see if there was anything, She kind of shrugs, drops a foot before resuming her flapping. She's like, I can't really use a hammer that well, so I've just been doing a lot of scouting and stuff. Talk to some of the colors, but anyways, getting distracted. And she's like, she's like she's like older teens. She's very flighty, even for a harpy.
Mm-hmm.
But
she's young.
Yeah, she's excitable, and she's like,
Is calling that harpy flighty racist?
No, it's fine.
Not gonna focus too much on that, but
Okay.
yeah. So she's just like excitable, and she goes, I thought I saw a ship on the horizon, and I flew out, and yeah, it's a they're coming from the archipelago. Apparently they do they go from the archipelago to the Commonwealth back to the dynasties and back, and because of the conflict stuff they had to do like we did and take the path that they brought them this way, and I went and talked to them. They say they're going to come by and see if they can help us out.
Okay, well, I'm going to head back. I'm going to head back to the village to let everybody know that this is the ship that's coming is not a pirate ship. I'm sure everybody's
I really wanted to throw an anchor at it.
And she goes, "Oh, you don't want to come with me? It'll be quick." She's like,
how far out are they?
And she turns and like she points and goes, "Oh, it's just right there." And looking out, you see off in the distance. I don't know like actual distance, but she's like looking at it. You would judge it would probably only take them like an hour or two to get to the beach, and they seem to be going for like you know
Right up here.
like
Okay.
around here. Yeah.
Okay. Well,
Then she goes, "Yeah."
Someone has to tell them about the bear.
She goes, it's like I was thinking maybe I could guide them into the bay, but I didn't know if that would be a good or not. But maybe we should go ask the Matilda, see where we can park them.
letting people know that the ship that is coming is not one of the pirates that we've been gearing up to tear apart is probably a very good idea.
Oh yeah, and so the two of you go zipping over. Sorry, I'm trying to. There's a specific ending I'm trying to get to. So you go over, zip over to the island, and you find Matilda, the leader of the island, and she's talking with Anchor, and they're when Neri basically drops out of the sky and chattering a mile a minute. Takes you a moment, some of your help to get the message across. And as soon as there's word of a ship, because other people like kind of paid attention to this excitable harpy suddenly descending out of the sky with news, it like people start to get excited. They're like, a ship? We might actually be able to leave before the pirates? And people are like getting excited. There's chatter. The rest of you start to hear this. You start to get alerted. And he's like, Matilda's like, it would probably be best. And Anchor's like, I don't trust that, probably best if they landed at one of the beaches instead of just pulled up, just in case it is like a trick. And her expression seems to fall. She's like, but Matilda's like, okay, take him to the near beach, to the beach, and gestures to the southeast of the, where basically where it was looking like it was going to land anyways.
Yeah, I'm gonna fly out with Neri and direct him towards this coast, this little nook here.
Oh, excellent. Yeah, and we maybe get a welcoming party. And
Brine would also like not she'd like to be there when they land because she hasn't seen new people in so long.
Yeah, the last arrivals to the island were like the people you found on the beach,
Yeah.
and that was the day the seaweed attacked Ryoko.
Yeah.
The day the seaweed attacked.
But so you're all depends on up to you how you react to this news. But Corona, you go flying off with Neri, and as you get closer, you recognize a ship. You don't recognize the ship specifically, but you see a ship that you recognize as being Dynasty make. There's a draconic, like four-figure. The flag is flying a draconic Dynasty, like merchant flag. Where was the name of it? Sorry, I'm trying to find where I put the name of this boat. So as you draw closer, you see you see some of the crew like look up and wave as you come down, and you get close enough. Corona, your vision is accurate enough to see, even in the setting light of the sun. There'll probably be nightfall by the time they get to the beach, but you see the boat is called the Rusty Vagabond.
Rusty Vagabond. Okay.
I
And
love it.
and you see Neri as she's approaching. He's like, the captain's a copper dragonborn, I think.
Ryan is like balancing around. Oh my gosh, do that? Are they gonna think are they gonna think I look weird? I haven't seen new people in forever.
And yeah, as you start circling to like lower down. Corona, do a perception check just real quick.
Okay.
Oh no.
Watch out for any whales.
Sure, it's the whales.
Well, dang. All right, say goodbye to the fucking Stellasi devil again. No, it's not that.
I was
I
holding my breath like, I'm gonna get that motherfucker again.
Yeah, me too.
No, but as you see on the crew, it's like a mix of, you see that it's a Draconic Dynasty ship, merchant ship, but the crew seems to be like a pretty average mix of like human, dwarf. There's a few dragonborn, like one handful of kobolds up in the rigging. It just seems like a fairly multinational crew. It seems that, but you see a more ostentatiously dressed copper dragonborn. I believe he was copper, or it might have been bronze. But a metallic scale dragonborn kind of grins and gives a wave up as Neri's descending. But it's the dragonborn standing next to him that you suddenly have to flare out your wings and pull yourself short as you see a reddish, almost burnished copper or burnished gold red. It looks like you've seen like mixes between like chromatics and metallics. They almost look like a mix between a red and a gold dragonborn. But when they look up at you, you realize these weren't the color scales you saw them the first time. As a twisted grin spreads across their face as their illusion fades, as you see what they look to be just a simple passenger now standing in armor as a black fire crosses across them as if burning across the passenger disguise. You see fiendish tail lashing, wings spreading as the crew suddenly steps back from the sudden fiendish arrival. As you see Gleaz's Cambion brother standing on the deck, wings starting to spread as he steps forward, reaching under his cape and pulling out a gilded skull in his hand. And he looks up to you and calls out, Gleaza sends her regards. You're not leaving this island. Ever. And they just jump up into the air with a beat of the wings and then smash the skull that you recognize as a dead man's pearl, completed, not in this partially gilded form that you found in the Atlas lair, as it smashes upon the deck and a cloud of roiling green caustic cloud just engulfs the ship, and there is screams.
Oh.
We'll start from here next time.
Jesus Christ, it's okay.
Fuck.